The Georgia High School Association and Watch BC Sports present the State 4A State Championship game from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And we are high atop the Benz here on a Monday night football for the state championship. Benedictine against Creekside. Christian Gokel. I'm Kevin Thomas as we get ready for a showdown in 4A tonight. We just saw a fantastic game between Bowden and Lincoln County. It literally came down to a tackle at the 3-yard line for Bowden to seal their fourth in a row. Benedictine looking for their fifth under Danny Britt and their first since the back-to-back years in the early 2020s. Cadets, though, riding a big winning streak coming to this one. Christian, a lot of talk about Creekside and the state record-breaking amount of points. You and I talked about this before the game today. Yes, they set the record for most points. I don't know if they played a defense as stout as this cadet team. If you look at the points Benedictine has given up, I think for a while there was frustration early when we said how many scoring opportunities did this cadet defense give up of less than 20 yards, sometimes less than 10. They've probably given up 6-7 touchdowns where the other team had to go less than 20 yards. You can be a great defense. That's tough. So tonight, the highest scoring offense in state of Georgia history in terms of total points faces off against that stout defense of Galen Houston tonight.
Yeah, I know a lot of times we come into football games and we say, hey, there's strength versus strength, and you're going to see the two best units. I don't know that either team has a better unit, right? Both teams unbelievable on offense. Both teams just devastating on defense with a really attacking mindset on both sides of the football. So we are at the mecca of football here in Atlanta, Georgia at Mercedes-Benz. It's an unbelievable scene. We just had an incredible football game just before us in the Class A Division II state championship there. And, man, it's one I was just talking to you before we went live. You could just start feeling the heart beating a little bit faster before we get this one going. And like I said, undefeated Creekside football team. They've scored 90 points in a football game this season, set the state record for total points scored in a season. It's going to be hard to take them down, but if you had to pick one team in 4A that could do it, I think they're wearing maroon and white right now.
And since we were here last, the championships have moved here to Mercedes-Benz. No disrespect to Georgia State, but my God, it's 37 degrees outside, and we are inside where it's 72 degrees constant. No wind blowing, no fog, no mist, no nothing. It's perfect conditions here inside the Dome tonight. This is the Barnes Restaurant pregame show celebrating 50 years of service in Savannah. And again, you can still check them out on those 50-year anniversary specials heading into bowl season, college football playoff season. What better way to host a party at your house or your friend's house?
That's it.
Tell them, hey, we'll call Barnes up, we'll get some food, and we'll sit down and watch some football. We hope you're locked in, ready for some football with us here tonight from Mercedes-Benz. And Christian, again, 0-2 to start. We've seen this kind of script before from BC where Danny Britta said, you play good teams out of region. You can only control who you play in region as far as that goes. But play good teams out of region. If we lose, I don't care. It's about getting better and seeing where the standard is. And I think he even said, after they lost to Buford in week 2, he said, we're not yes, we did not play well, but we will not play a better football team than that team that we just played. And they got a whole lot of learning experience, got a whole lot better, and they haven't lost since. And this is certainly their biggest test since then.
Yeah, and again, you talk about how good Buford was, and we said, hey, we're not going to see a better team than that. I think we probably found the next best one in the state of Georgia. Maybe Carrollton would have something to say about that, but this Creekside team has been unbelievable all season. But the trials and tribulations you went through early in the season, going on the road to play Camden in your scrimmage, starting with Colquitt and Moultrie on the road there, and then welcoming in Buford in just a doldrum of rain, and just torrential downpour for about a 3-hour delay, and then playing that one. You go through those games, and then you play the Ware counties and the Perrys and the Marist and just the really unbelievable row of teams you had to go through to get here tonight in the playoffs. You play those teams, and it prepares you for moments like tonight. And it's not anything that these guys haven't seen before. It's a stage that is new for, I believe, both sides, because BC used to playing at Center Park Stadium. I believe last time Creekside reached, it was in Center Park Stadium as well. So a new stage for everybody, but both of these teams used to playing in big-time football games, and both teams looking for another state championship.
Certainly, just day one of 3 days of high school football here from Mercedes-Benz, but a lot of fans saw BC fans out and about early today when I headed over here. Christian was scoping out the flag football championships about earlier today. But when I walked over here, a lot of BC fans walking around, a couple of fan buses pull up, and Cadets going to have some great representation here tonight inside Mercedes-Benz. And again, Christian, where do you think, as we start here early on, this game hinges for BC? We talked about their defense. Does it start with, though, Stephen Cannon and, all right, Creekside, who are you going to try to cover? And again, we ask this every game, but this is probably, as you said, the best 4A team you could face. A lot of athletes. Do they have 3 guys that can cover? Do you have 4 guys that can cover? Can you run side to side with some of the motions they want to do and then not get sucked in and let Stephen Cannon throw it over the top? Does it actually hinge there, and you feel so confident that your defense is going to keep you in a game?
I'm going to give you 2. One's kind of a metaphorical, philosophical kind of look at the game, and the other one is just legitimately where I think on the field it's going to come down to it. I'll start with on the field. I think it's going to come down to Benedictine's offensive line, and if you had to circle a group that's the most improved from week 1 to now, it would be that group. And just being completely honest, they got blown off the field against Buford. We're not able to keep anyone in front of them, gave Stephen Cannon no time, and BC just I don't know they had a first down in the first half. I'll tell you that. You had the touchdown to Bubba Frazier, but outside of that, don't know you had a first down in the first half, and it just weren't able to get anything going, and that led to your defense being on the field for a long time. So I think BC's offensive line is facing a really big challenge tonight against a very big defensive line. They've got guys who have over 17 and a half sacks on that defensive line over there. They're big, they're fast, they stunt a lot, they move around a lot. So it's going to be really difficult to get your assignments and get upfield on them. But if BC can hold for just a couple of seconds and keep those guys in front of them, give Stephen Cannon, like I said, just a split second, you're going to be able to move the football. I think philosophically going into this football game, that is going to be huge as well, because you see the 57.4 points per game scored by Creekside, and we talked about it, the number 1 scoring offense ever in the state of Georgia, and you think about all the athletes who have been through this state and gone on to play huge football at the next level. It's because their defense is giving up 6.7 points per game. The other offense can't stay on the field, so your offense is consistently on the field putting up points. Tonight, if BC can flip that, score a couple of touchdowns, hold on to the football, that average point per game is going to come down a whole lot, but you're going to have to pick up first downs. You're going to have to play complementary football. And then going even more metaphorically, BC has been drugged to the deep water before, right? You play that Colquitt game, you play against Buford. Buford drugged BC out to the deep water, and BC did not do well out there. But you've been to the deep water. You've swam there. You've had to fight the sharks in the deep water, and you've been through these battles. Creekside, and it may just be because they're that good, but they haven't had to fight yet. It hasn't been the fourth quarter where they've just had they've been on their heels and had to make a play. I'm curious if we get into that moment, if Creekside's going to have the resiliency to do that, because they haven't had to do it all season.
Get a little tight, is what you're saying. Again, what a matchup this is going to be. And again, offensively, I was about to follow up and say, you think you take a page out of the Marist playbook, i.e. you get ahead, and if we think we can move the ball, that's what we're on the ground. That's what we're going to do. And I think you kind of saw that several stops here in this postseason. You think a couple of weeks ago against Central of Carrollton, and everybody's saying, okay, BC's going to spread them out, fling it all over the field. They ran for 570 yards. Again, just literally just crammed it down their throat. And I think so much is made oftentimes of people looking at the tape from the outside. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. You got a big arm quarterback who can wing it and really do some things. But this year, I think they have really power ran the football more so than maybe the last 6 or 7 years under Danny Britt, in terms of we're going to punch you in the mouth. And you can say, well, they've had great – John Wesley Kennedy, guys like that who touched the football, they were game breakers. You have Stanley Smart. You have a back who is going to look at the linebacker and say, I can run around you.
Right.
But if I can't get there, I'm going to run you over. And I don't know that they've really focused on that, had a guy like that, until they got Stanley Smart really on track this year. And he has been just that bell cow back that, boy, compliments Stephen Cannon and what he's able to do so well. Yeah,
you mentioned the guys like Wesley Kennedy, and then Zaquan Bryan was kind of the next in line there. Those are guys that they asked to play defensive play wide receiver and then also tote the rock at running back. Yeah, I think Stanley Smart is the first true, this is your only job running back BC's had a while. And I think a lot of that's just because the program has developed that way, where Danny really wants to have it as this is your job, this is your position, get really good at it. And Stanley Smart's really kind of the first iteration of that. BC, I'm not saying BC hasn't had wonderful running backs in the past. Bryce Baker is a great running back at Georgia Southern right now, was unbelievable for BC. He was also your starting inside linebacker. Stanley Smart has just had to really form his craft at running back, and I think he's getting better and better each week. He's going to be really big, but what I think is going to be interesting is with the way that Creekside attacks, it's very fast, it's very downhill. It leaves one-on-one opportunities on the side, and they don't play off. They're playing up tight coverage because they think they're going to get home before you can form anything downfield. Bubba Frazier's been really quiet this postseason. He's got the one punt return for a touchdown against Cass, but outside of that, kind of dealing with the lingering lower body injury, he should be 100% tonight. He's been really quiet through the air. I think what you're going to have to do if you're BC is, yes, establish the run game up front, but you have to make them aware that you can't just come up and press and leave 8-9 guys in the box without getting taken advantage of. You're going to have to take some shots early and hit some.
Cadets are out on the field. They're wearing the white helmets, maroon tops with the white pants tonight, and Creekside in all gold. Gold top head to toe with red numbers, I guess probably crimson for Creekside here in this one. We are coming right back. This is the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. We are counting you down here from Mercedes-Benz State Championship, BC, Creekside, coming up.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
I'm Kenny Granger from Cash and Carry. We're a family-owned business right here in Savannah. We have sections of vehicles that really make it all simple. You'll get a printout of where the vehicle's at, the color of the vehicle. We really want them to be able to come in the yard and find out right where they need to be. The average savings would be at least 70, 80, could be even 90% compared to original manufactured parts. So you can come to a place like Cash and Carry and find the parts that you need at an extremely reasonable price. We'd love for you to come check us out.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
Welcome back here from Mercedes-Benz. The Seminoles leaving the stadium for Creekside, going back to their locker room. Cadets still going through their paces as we're counting down towards kickoff here on the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. We talked about Stephen Cannon and the offense, Christian defensively, and a lot of skill players there. You mentioned it with Danny Britt earlier this week on the Danny Britt show. LaDamian Guyton, people may look at it and say, boy, you just haven't had that third Scroggins season where you lead the state in sacks, and you're supposed to be the best player in the country coming up for next year, already signed, is going to go to Texas Tech. But I think he brought up a good point. Teams are scheming away from him so much. A lot of the plays he makes is because he's running it down from the backside when it's done. Is this an opportunity, though, tonight for him to just really go off and have a huge game?
I think 100%, and it's really the first team that is going to go straight drop back against you. Most teams, like you said, if they're running any kind of drop back non-play action passes, it's been sprint out away from LaDamian Guyton, and you haven't seen him get a chance really in the first couple of quarters to just straight up pass rush somebody. When we've seen it in the fourth quarter when teams are down 2 scores and they have to go drop back, it's been devastating. I mean, you cannot block the dude. Think specifically back to that Perry game where he just ran roughshod over that offensive line. And it's not just him, Gavin Smith, Cam Cody, it'll be Jameer Lee in there as well tonight. Those guys are just unbelievable. And you're averaging, I'd say, close to 290 across that defensive front, just a bunch of big dudes who know how to pass rush. But for Guyton specifically, it's a team that's going to do some power run. I mean, I think they're 67% run, but a lot of it's out of 2-3 wide receiver sets. So I think he's going to have a chance tonight. I don't think Creekside's going to run away from him, I guess is what I'm saying. That if they want to go right, they're going to try to go right. If they want to go left, they're going to try to go left. And I think you have a chance tonight to see him really shine on the biggest stage. And it's the reason why you come to Benedictine. And he's the number one prospect in the state of Georgia for his position. And now you're on the biggest stage in the state of Georgia.
Absolutely. And then go to the very back, the front seven. We've talked about them ad nauseum throughout the totality here of 2025, Christian. Got everybody in the secondary healthy tonight. And I include the fact that, yeah, you can play Bubba Frazier over there, but your base, these are the four guys we want out there. Mekhi Williams, they're all there.
Yes.
They're ready to go tonight. Jonathan Black back out there after missing a couple of rounds. And, boy, if LaDamian Guyton's having a big game, those guys back there ought to have a fun time as well.
Yeah, and the quarterback there, Caden Benson for Creekside, he is uber talented. I believe, close to 3,000 yards, 2,600 yards through the air. He's thrown 37 touchdown passes this year, but he will leave a floater in the middle of the field. And against a lot of teams, they haven't come down with it. You leave a floater against Mekhi Williams or Wyatt Estabrook, it could be a touchdown going the other way. So, yeah, I think those guys tonight are going to be huge. And you mentioned the two corners, Jonathan Black and JoJo Sutton. Throw Amari Burse in there as well. He's going to play some significant snaps there. I think Jonathan Black and JoJo Sutton are true cornerbacks. And we talked about what happens when you let a guy just focus on one position, and you've seen that. I mean, Jonathan Black, just a sophomore, he's really raw, but just so talented, so athletic, been compared to Justin Thomas a little bit from the coaching staff, and you know how good that guy was. But JoJo Sutton, I think you're seeing just the culmination. It's funny how it always happens where you get to the last few games of their career and you see guys really starting to click, and it just starts making sense mentally for them and physically, and you get all those reps in. I've seen him just run routes for dudes in this postseason and had some interceptions, and he's super dangerous when he gets the ball in his hands as well. So, yeah, I think BC feels confident with what you have on the back end, and it's so funny to talk about all the different layers. You don't have something you have to hide. There's no one that you're trying to cover up out there. You feel like all 11 of your guys can attack.
And, again, tonight I saw Stephen quoted about this in the Savannah Morning News talking with Dennis Knight. He said, look, this is a legacy game for us as seniors. These seniors were freshmen when they went back-to-back on the tail end of that back-to-back leg. And he's like, this is kind of our story here in 2025. We want to be that next group of guys that came through and got a state championship on our own. I think Larson Little played a good bit. Mekhi, certainly Bubba, I think, played a decent amount on that team. But a lot of these seniors, this is their, start to finish, this has been our season. And you really feel like the determination, and Danny Britt, I think, said it in week number 1, Christian. He said, look, that's why you come to BC. And he goes, I told him, again, that first round state playoff, look, the story could be written and completed right here, or we could get it together and go to Mercedes-Benz. And they kind of took that as a challenge. So if that's the stated goal you want, we've got to get better and play week to week through this run and make sure we leave no doubt. And they really have. And tonight, again, a chance to submit their own legacy in BC lore.
Yeah, I think scored 35 points in that second half after that speech did BC, and we talked about it. They scored 80 points against Central of Carrollton and really played backups for a majority of the second half. So, yeah, when this team's clicking, it's really, really hard to stop, but I think it's going to go back to just that mental fortitude. Which team's not going to panic and just stick to their guns? And we've seen BC do that time and time again. I will say there's certain things that I know Nick Saban called them BS on College Game Day before the SEC championship, and you get sick of hearing coaches say them, but it's the reality. It's what really wins and loses football games. Turnovers, special teams, and third downs are really going to be big. Which team can avoid turning the football over? Which team can force the other team to drive the full distance, or vice versa, set themselves up on short fields? And then which team can convert on third downs? And I think for Benedictine, special teams has gotten a lot better as the season has gone on. The kickoff coverage has been a whole lot better. Punting by Stephen Cannon, I think, has been better. And then slowly but surely, Parker Lewis, I think, has become a very reliable leg, at least inside 30, 35-yard field goals. You feel like you can put 3 up on the board fairly consistently. And then the third down conversions for BC tonight, I think third down starts on first down. Cannot be in 2nd and 10, 3rd and 11 all night long against this pass rush from Creekside. You have to be successful on first down to keep yourself ahead of the change and keep that ball moving.
Christian, we'll move on. I think Danny Britt, I think one thing with this team, and maybe it's just it starts from the head coach, is we spend a lot of time around him. This is kind of as comfortably confident in his guys as I've kind of seen Danny Britt. He's like, look, if we do what we do, we're going to be successful. And I was kind of shocked when he said, hey, Marist, I don't know. He kind of threw it back at us. He goes, hey, y'all were fans watching the game. Were y'all nervous? I wasn't nervous.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like I knew we had to lead, and we were good. We were like, we're not, so that kind of like quiet confidence. Even when they've gotten behind, he said it to us time and time again this year. Is like, we got behind. We don't panic. I have the utmost confidence in all these guys on the football team, and we find a way to get it done. And I just the quiet confidence that exudes from him. I mean, Galen Houston, if you have a chance to talk to him about as confident a guy, he doesn't say a whole lot.
Right.
He seems like a very laid back, but about his confidence, like, hey, we do what we do. And if we do that, then they're not going to score enough.
Yeah.
They're not going to score enough to beat us. And to me, that's been not that they haven't always kind of had that, but teams, it seems like this year, especially on that defensive side, there has been no panic about, and no, I guess, hesitation to say we know we're good on that side of the ball, and those guys just need to go make plays. And to me, that's been one of those things that's been fun to watch from the coaching staff, where it's like, you have the bravado of this BC is why we do it. But this year it seems like there is a quiet confidence that they're good and they know they're good, and they're ready to get out here and play.
Yeah, I think that's kind of been earned as the season has gone, because got a chance to travel with the team yesterday and stopped at Georgia Tech and went to the indoor practice facility, and were able to go in there, and basically they ran a typical Thursday practice on Sunday because they're playing on Monday. But it's, for those of you who don't know, you're not really thumping on Thursdays. You're going through situations and you're running different schemes and just getting some stuff tightened up right there, so that you go through 2-minute drill drives and you go through goal line with your defense and offense. And it's watching them, you would have thought it was July and they were just going through another practice outside of camp. I mean, guys are happy. It's not loose and goofy. It's just nonchalant. This is what we do. This is practice. We're having a good time. And to me, that spoke volumes. It's not guys where the jaws are all rigid and the eyebrows are starting to pinch together and you're super focused and you're intense. It's, we're going to play a football game, and we're pretty good at this whole football thing. We got a whole lot of confidence. So to me, like you said, that spoke volumes about where this football team's at right now. They're a confident bunch. They believe in their abilities, but I think they just also believe in the guy standing next to them and the team and the program as a whole. A lot of faith and a lot of confidence in what they're putting out there.
We're counting down to kickoff here from Mercedes-Benz. Again, state championship, can't do the video. They will not let us do it. So you get me and Christian on the radio call tonight here from Mercedes-Benz, and we're excited to be here and glad you are with us here for this one. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was going to say, it's the one game a year where I'm not mad about that because I do think growing up, every kid in the state of Georgia, your goal is to come play in the state championship in Atlanta, and that means being on Georgia Public Broadcasting, which big fan of PBS, just in public broadcasting in general and what they do, but huge fan of John Nelson and those guys over at Georgia Public Broadcasting, and I think it's really special for those guys to get to be on TV. But for all the homies at home listening right now, the ride or dies that have been with us all year and who have the headphones in the stadium while the game's going on, we appreciate you, and we're glad you're tuned in tonight.
You can sync us up with
that's it.
Turn the volume down and sync us up with that. But again, counting it down to kickoff. This is the Barnes Restaurant pregame show, serving Savannah for over 50, right at 50 years. Not over. Well, I guess we're getting close to over 50 years.
Close.
Get those 50-year anniversary specials, 50 pieces of chicken, $50, 50 chicken tenders for $50, 5 pounds of barbecue for $50, and all their game day specials. And again, we appreciate Barnes for being with us all season long, and they're with us one more time here from Mercedes-Benz. We're coming right back here on Watch BC Sports.
As the world's largest lifestyle retailer of recreational boats and yachts, MarineMax is dedicated to connecting people with life-changing experiences on the water. More than just a boat retailer, MarineMax offers a complete range of services. 3518 Old Tybee Road, Thunderbolt, and online at marinemax.com. Sapelo Straw Company. With Sapelo Pine Straw, you can expect fresh, clean pine straw, fast and reliable service, and a beautifully finished yard. We take pride in neat professional work. Call 912-254-1009 or look for us online at sapelostraw.co. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. This is the Barnes pregame show. As we get ready for the state 4A championship, we still got A little over 11 minutes to go until kickoff tonight. Christian Gokel cadets working through their final pregame ritual. They'll gather down here in the end zone, head back to the locker room for some final instruction from Danny Britton. We'll be ready to go. But again, tonight, there is no tomorrow. You win it, and you are state champs for the 5th time under Danny Britton.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about next level, raising the standards, and what BC has been able to do. It starts with Mr. Britt and the program that he's built, and I'd say the rest of that coaching staff as well. I think Dennis Knight has talked about this a lot, just the winning tradition that BC has been able to establish is guys who have played for BC in the past. There's so many alum on the staff, and they bleed maroon, and they're so passionate about this program. But it also leads to consistency and the messaging and what their kids are being coached year in and year out. And, I mean, from Danny Britt to AJ DePhillips to Galen Houston to just the rest of that coaching staff, it's all BC guys, and they're so big about setting the standard for the guys going out there. And, I mean, it wasn't quite as nice as this, but it was the whole, hey, you guys mess around too much, I'll just call your parents and tell them to come get you at midnight here before the state championship game. And no incidents. Those guys were locked in. And I just think the coaching staff, and it starts with Danny Britt, have done such an excellent job. And you hear it all the time. The football program is the front porch to an institution a lot of times. And I think BC's got a pretty nice front porch.
They do. A swing, that all kind of good stuff there on the front porch. All right, Christian, I ask you this every week. Taking the ball first, or if you get that option?
I think it's an interesting question. I think if you had to tonight, you want to win that middle 8 in there. So, yeah, I'm probably deferring and putting the defense out there first, and just gives you a chance to answer. All the analytics say I think you win. This is college, not high school, but college, you win 57% of the games that you defer. So it's just, if you can get that 7%, you're going to do it. But I'm sticking that defense out there with Cam Cody and LaDamian Guyton and those guys, letting them go to work.
Certainly. And again, final games tonight for some of those BC seniors. And Christian, what a group again. And we've seen them progress and get here. And Stephen Cannon tonight going to Texas Tech. He would be the 3rd straight BC quarterback to win a state championship. He had Holden Gerner, followed by Kromenhawk, and then Stephen Cannon would add that. So 3 quarterbacks in a row could win a state championship for BC if they're able to do it tonight. And again, I think coming on the heels of what he walked into, talk about that young man, because it's one thing to say you got a great arm.
Yeah.
You're a D1 prospect. The 2 dudes in front of you are both at D1 institutions, both won state championships, both big arms, put up huge numbers. Oh, by the way, now it's your turn.
Yeah.
So I think he's handled it well, had a tough injury, and here in his senior season has certainly, the deeper it's gotten, been nothing short of spectacular.
Yeah, it's fascinating just to look over the last 8-ish years of BC football and just what the quarterbacks have done. And it starts with Holden Geriner and what he was able to do, wins the state championship, took his team to the semifinals the year before that, and then went off to Auburn, now at Texas State. And then immediately after that, Luke Kromenhawk, a guy who's your backup quarterback, but also kind of played tight end, wide receiver, and safety for you, and then flips over and is just your starting quarterback for a couple of seasons. He wins the state championship and then goes to the semifinals and is hugely successful. And on that 2022 state championship team, there's a freshman by the name of Stephen Cannon who's sitting back there learning and ready to rock and roll. And he got his first chance to really be the starting quarterback last year. And as he rolled through that, had a really successful season going, and then suffered what looked to be a season-ending injury to his shoulder in the Ware County game. BC loses that game. Amari Burst steps in and leads BC to a 3rd-place finish in the region and really kind of rallies the team, goes on, wins 2 playoff games, and then BC falls a little bit short. But Stephen Cannon, you saw glimmers of what he could be, and that's the reason Texas Tech and so many other teams have offered him. And then this season comes in, and you have so many expectations, I think, not because of just who he was as a prospect, but because of what Holden Geriner did and what Luke Kromenhawk did and just the level of football they're playing at, and you're committed to Texas Tech. He hadn't played a ton of football. And so we talked about it, just, hey, we're going to throw you in the deep end. We're going to go down to Camden. We're going to go to Colquitt. We're going to go play Buford. And good luck, brother. He, I think, answered the bell each and every time. And then starting with Burke, you saw that offense get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. He is a he has a true arm, I think is the best way to put it, where it looks so fluid coming out of his hand, and he can layer the football really nice, has the deep ball, is great with all the modern stuff where it's just that RPO quick sidearm slinging it to the receiver on the slant. But what I think makes him truly different is he has elite speed. Holden Garner, drop back passer. He could get it done with his legs when he needed to, but drop back passer. Luke Kromenhoek was a bruiser and is a heck of an athlete. Neither one of them could touch Stephen Cannon when it comes to actually straight line speed. And I think we've seen in the playoffs, he's added a little bit of thump to that as well, where the dude's 6'2", 6'3", 207 pounds. And so it's really tough to bring him down. He's shown some great contact balance. So he's really coming into his own, much like we kind of talked about JoJo Sutton with the way he's coming to his own the last few games of his high school career. You are seeing the height of Stephen Cannon in high school these last few games, and you're going to need it tonight against a really good Creekside team. But it's been a pleasure to watch, and he's carried this team a few times in the playoffs.
And Christian, we've made some bold statements throughout the season. Sometimes Danny Britt will kind of, I won't say poo-poo them a little bit, but you said last week maybe Stephen Cannon's best game as a Benedictine cadet, and Danny Britt was like, "Oh no, I'm right there with you." Yeah. So sometimes he's a little hesitant to throw out the kudos, but he has really played well. And I said before the year, I thought this might be, from a skill position standpoint, maybe the fastest, deepest team from a skill position standpoint that BC's had. And I said that with no disrespect to a lot of guys, but as it's played out, as you said, Bubba Frazier, by and large in the playoffs, has been kind of quiet. Yeah, and it's been Aaron Mallard, it's been Josh Washington, it's been Stanley Smart. They've gone 4 or 5 other directions, and they still slice and dice you, and that just makes him so potent.
Yeah, and again, it's with AJ to Phillips, hey, what's the most efficient ways to get guys the football? And I think Stephen Cannon, does a really good job of kind of being the point guard for those guys, just making sure they can get out there and get the football out to those guys quickly, because that's where BC's gotten devastating. I know you kind of got used to it with Holden and with Luke of, hey, we're going straight drop back, we're going to throw the football deep, we're throwing a lot of fade routes. With these guys, you just want to get the football out in their hands and let them make a play. And a lot of it's really, it goes down as a pass, but it's just an extension of the run game, like basically a toss sweep. But you have so many different athletes who are so good and so fast. But what I think it's going to come down to tonight is who are the guys where the moment's not too big. And just, we kind of watched it in the game before where Caden Prothero was playing for Bowden. It's just anytime the football was in the air next to him, you're like, he's going to make that catch. BC's got some guys like that, namely Bubba Frazier, who you're like, that football's going up, it's going to be a catch for him. So you have the guys and you have the schemes and you have the speed, but I think tonight it's going to be about players, not plays.
Captains are walking towards midfield, those same 6 captains that BC has had all playoffs long, voted on by the seniors. Christian, Danny Britt said, we never done this many before, but they all said, look, these guys are ballers and playmakers, and the team said, no, we want all those guys. So one final time here for the cadets as they walk out there. It'll be Stephen Cannon, Larson Little, Bubba Frazier, Jaden Houston, Cam Cody. And who's out in front there? I got them. And Josh Washington. So those same 6 guys, one more time here from Mercedes-Benz. Christian Gokel.
What a picture. Just seeing all those guys up on the Jumbotron there at Mercedes-Benz getting ready to walk out. And I talked about it. This is the center of the football universe in my mind. I don't think it gets any better than this, and BC has earned their way to this stage. Now you just got to put on a show.
Certainly. We'll take one more time out. We'll come back. We'll have the opening kick for you. Championship time is right around the corner. This is the Barnes Restaurant pregame show here on Watch BC Sports.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah.
Welcome back here to Mercedes-Benz. Benedictine is deferred to the second half. They won the toss. They are the home team tonight, Christian, so they have been the home team throughout the playoffs. So BC will kick it off first. And again, wearing the white pants with maroon tops and the white helmets. Creekside in all gold tonight with the crimson letters and numbers. A little bit hard to see, and I'm very appreciative that Danny Britton Company wore the maroon with the white letters from way up top here at Mercedes-Benz. So we are just about ready to go here in mere moments for the State Quad A Championship. Christian Gokel, and again, you're an old football guy.
Not that old.
Not Noel.
Oh,
if you had to sit next to Christian Gokel for the last hour, it's been a slow build. He's like, let's go. Like every 15 minutes, it's just more, oh, here we go, let's go. So he is fired up, ready to go. I know Cadet Nation is fired up as well. And they will kick it off to Creekside, who is now running on the field. They will be on the near side from us. Cadets are going to be across the way as the Cadets run onto the field. And again, they will be the home team here in this one. So a couple of 4A schools. And they huddle up, do the Seminoles around Mo Dixon, their head football coach. Again, 14-0. Again, Christian, BC only played 13 games this year so far because they only had 9 in the regular season. What are you pointing at me for?
Say, it's time.
They're going to play 14.
That's it. 14th's the big one, Kevin.
Final instructions from the far side for the Cadets. Again, with the maroon and white, it will be most likely John Britton to kick it off. Again, we must be waiting for TV in some capacity. Neither team in a whole big hurry. The officials still huddled at midfield. They'll huddle, then break and sprint to the end zone. It'll be John Britton to start us off here tonight for the Cadets. Creekside running out on the field. We're still waiting on the officials here, by the way.
Like I said, it's on TV, so.
And again, we apologize. No video for us here, but the state outranks us here when you get to the championship. So we are just about ready to go.
And BC hasn't been able to get the ball consistently to the end zone, so important you get down and wrap up here.
And here's the kick. And backpedal into the end zone. We're going to run it out of the 10. 15-20, makes a man miss, and Houston there to tackle him at the 25. That's where Creekside will start 1st and 10 here to get things going.
Yeah, and just a good look there, Kevin, we talked about is it was a great kick by Brenton, but doesn't quite make it into the end zone, and all of a sudden you're holding your breath. But here we go. The highest scoring offense in the history of high school football in the state of Georgia against your BC Cadets defense. Who strikes first?
Still waiting on the Seminoles to come off the sideline. And they are led, Christian, by their quarterback, Caden Benson. Over 2,600 yards passing. And he will keep it a little bit, but they've got 1,500-yard rusher or 900-yard rusher.
They want to run the rock and throw it deep.
They'll bring in everybody tight, only one wide receiver and a pistol. They'll motion a receiver out. They'll come straight downhill. Cadets there, and a DDT about 5 yards upfield by, I think that was Gavin Smith, who wrapped him up and brought him down.
Yeah, just big power formation right there, bringing a bunch of guys in tight and get the running back in behind them, and they're going fast here.
Yeah, that was Ced Kelly on the carry for Creekside. And they started with 4 out. They'll bring in, kind of run a modified kind of flex bone. Here's the give to that B-back. They'll come straight ahead, and he ran into 55. Not a recipe for success. Big Cam Cody and Jaden Houston there to clean it up. It'll be 3rd down and 5 here for Creekside.
Yeah, this is huge. We talked about getting off the field, and Creekside doesn't have a ton of success punting the football, so this is huge for BC if they can get off the field.
Creekside will go trips in a stack formation. Now they'll motion them in. They got twins to the right side as they work left to right.
Yeah, got to watch the quarterback run here.
Here to open it up in a state championship. Benson going to give it straight ahead and breaking a tackle and upended at the 40, but that's good enough for a 1st down. Micaiah Williams had to come down from his safety spot to bring down the running back. I believe that was Kelly again. That was just power football straight ahead. Actually, that was Walker. Again, 1,500-yard rusher, 19 touchdowns on the season.
Yeah, they just go with a little split zone right there, and a good job. They got Cam Cody on a double team and just a little room, and he's able to wiggle through for a big gain.
Now they'll go diamond out of a shotgun here on 1st down from their own 40-yard line. Here's the snap. Benson, they'll give it off the left side, and a cutback's going to get 7, 8, 9 yards out to the 49. Still push forward. And they're going to give him the 1st down at the 49 of BC on a 2nd effort.
Yeah, BC was kind of reacting the sideline a little bit like the ball had come out, but again, that time just a little buck sweep, and they got some guys out in front, had BC running sideline to sideline, found the crease, and that ball was out, but Creekside able to recover it. So could have been a momentum shifting play, but as it is, Creekside 2 first downs.
They'll go back into a pistol look. Here's the snap. They'll give it tail of that pistol, run it to the near side, and nicely done. I believe that was Rasheem Jackson coming down on the inside and making the tackle after a gain of about 2.
Yeah, they kind of have him playing that nickel position, but he's really a 3rd linebacker out there, and it was him one-on-one with a running back, and he went low and able to win that battle. He's undersized, but, man, he hits hard.
Creekside averaging 5 yards a tote here right out of the chute, but it's 2nd and 8.5. They'll call it 9 officially on the scoreboard. And now they'll run a pistol look. Heavy to the left side of the formation. Cadets with a late shift. They'll give it straight ahead, and nicely done again. I believe that was Houston sliding down from his linebacker. No, that was Rasheem Jackson again after a gain of about 2 or 3. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Now, Kevin, they're on the other side of the 50, and they're in BC territory. I think at this situation, you're looking at 2-down territory here for Creekside. So maybe another run here, and then depending on what they get, maybe we'll see the first pass of the game.
You said they don't punt a whole lot if they don't have to.
Not on this side of the 50.
So one key we didn't talk about in the pregame, a chance to get some great field position if you can get them 3 and out, because they just don't punt. Here's out of the pistol. They'll give it straight ahead. And that's going to be a nice inside cut and a 1st down. And going all the way is going to be Walker. And he made one cut in the hole and got a linebacker going the wrong way. And that was a run untouched the rest of the way for a touchdown, and Creekside up 6-0.
Yeah, Kevin, that time just a missed tackle from an inside linebacker there, and they're doing a good job of kind of bodying BC right now on the defensive front. BC sticking with a too high safety look, trying to avoid the big pass over the top, but that time you make one guy miss, and he's in the secondary, and he's really hard to bring down. Big play there, and Creekside strikes first.
So now for the point after on the way for the Seminoles. Snap, the kick is up, and line drive through there. 7-0. Creekside takes the opening kickoff, goes down and scores. Cadets going to get the ball when we come back. This is Cadets football presented by Cash and Carry on Watch BC Sports.
Dead or alive, we want your car. No matter the condition, running smooth or barely rolling, Cash and Carry in Savannah will buy it right off the road. Visit us now, get your instant offer, and turn that ride into cash today. We buy cars, any condition.
Welcome back here. Creekside goes right down the field and scores. A big 49-yard touchdown run from Gary Walker, his 20th touchdown of the season. Cadets down 7-0. And again, Creekside, when it comes to the long kick game, punts, kickoffs, Don't know if they're going to boost you to the end zone. Cadets have 2 men back at the 10, so a chance to really start in good field position here. And they'll pooch it up the right side. It's going to come down, be taken off the right side about the 21, working here to the near side. Who is that? That is
Stanley Smart.
Stanley Smart across the 30, and a flag comes in from the back official. And this might be a hold on BC.
That was really late.
It was the head official who threw it, coming out of the end zone, back at the 21-yard line.
And I wonder if they're going to get BC for a block in the back.
You worry about that because he reversed all the way across here to the near side. We do have some mic'd officials tonight, so we should be able to hear what the call is. They're going to call a block in the back on BC. That'll put the ball on the 11-yard line.
And here's the problem for BC is if you're just looking statistically, Creekside gives up 6.7 points per game. They already got 7. So you're already way behind the statistics, but BC, they average over 45 points a game. Oh, now they're going to move it.
They'll move it up to the 14.
I think at half the distance.
So they fix it there, the 14. Stephen Cannon, the offense, come out there working right to left. They got a H-back off to the left. That is Conaway. And out of a shotgun, Twins up top. And here's the snap. They'll fake it to Mallard. Cannon will go straight ahead, and he'll get turned around after, I was going to say, he lost a half a yard.
Yeah, you try to go quarterback counter right there, and just, again, you see immediately Creekside just sends the house, and they've overloaded you. You're going to have to find a way to quickly get the football on the edge tonight because they're just going to keep 7-8 guys in the middle and just blow it up. And that time, getting a big lick on Stephen Cannon. Your number one goal right now is just pick up a first down. Give your defense a chance to catch their breath a little bit and flip some field position.
So here's 2nd and 11. They bunch it to the right. One receiver out wide to the right. Here's Cannon on a shotgun drop. Rolls to his right. Underneath route is caught. A flag comes flying way in from the backside. It was caught by Stanley Smart out to the 20, but I think this is going to come back.
Yeah, you're going to get another hold this time.
And that's tough. That's a backside hold away from the play. That might go against Colin Ward, who's kicked back out to the tackle spot.
And you'd cut that thing. Now they're talking to Danny.
I think this is going to go against BC. Let's see what the call is from the head official.
Yeah. Yeah, and you had set yourself up for a 3rd and manageable, but you sprinted your quarterback to the right, and they called a hold on the backside.
So it'll be 2nd down and long. Ball is back at the 6-yard line. So you got to be careful here, Christian, early in this football game.
Yeah, Stephen Cannon's taking the snap at the 1.
Yeah, so 4 wides, but everybody's kind of inside the hash marks. They'll motion out Mallard. Cannon on a straight drop. Looking, going to be flush here to his left. Cannon going to tuck it at the 5, try to make him a miss, and it'll lean ahead to the 9, but it'll bring up 3rd down and really long. It'll be 3rd and about 15 here after a gain of about 2.
And it's not cover 0, but, man, it's close. They're sending 7 to 8 guys every single time and just letting 4 guys to 3 guys kind of sit back in zone coverage, and your quarterback just really doesn't have time to identify anything. That time just immediate pressure on Steven, and thought he had a chance for a second, but the corner did a good job coming off his man and coming up and making a tackle.
Yeah, tough spot early in the ball game. 3rd and 15 from your own 9. Cannon tries a hard count. Now they'll check back here to the near side. Plenty of time on the play clock. Twins out to the right. One receiver here to the near side is Josh Washington off the left hash. Cannon on a straight drop. Steven looking. He'll roll to his right. Has a man over the middle. It's caught and out towards the 24-yard line. That is all.
Oh, my
short.
Goodness.
That was Bubba Frazier. Just ran a delayed drag across the field, and Steven found him, Christian. They're going to say he's a half a yard short. And now big decision time here.
I was going to say, God, I feel like you can get 1 yard.
But if you don't, you really.
Oh, yeah.
They're going jumbo here. Cam Cody, LaDamian Guyton.
I like the decision. And then maybe just try to draw him off.
Stephen Cannon is not out there. Are they going to direct snap this to Guyton? We saw this once before. I think they are. Who's that next to him? Is that Rasheem Jackson?
I think so.
Diamond formation. They're going to snap it to Guyton. Here's the snap. Guyton going to go off the right side. Leaning, pushing, still going, and he'll have the first down at the 25. Did the ball come out? I think they're going to say four carries down. But that's a BC Brothers moving the chains, first down. LaDamian Guyton just power the football off the right side.
I don't know how many times Texas Tech's going to hand him the football, but he's got to learn you don't stick the ball out unless it's at the goal line because you could end up fumbling. But, yeah, he was way down. The ground forces the fumble, but, man, he was holding it out like a loaf of bread.
So moving the chains to the 25. Here's the snap. Cannon going to give it. Josh Washington off the right side, trying to bounce off tackle, makes a man miss. Has a first down and more up the right side and knocked up off his feet right near midfield. And the Cadets are fired up there on the far sideline.
I think they're going to mark him back at the 38, but still a first down. And, again, quick and able to hit the edge really fast was Josh Washington, and he's just so talented when he gets the ball in his hands. Another first down.
Stepped out of bounds over there.
And BC's moving fast.
Trips to the top. Twins here to the left. Empty set for Stephen Cannon on 1st and 10 from the Cadet 39. Now they'll bunch everybody in tight. Playing in a phone booth here, still empty set. Here's the snap. Cannon going to give it. Mallard got a seal block on the outside, turns it right side. First down across the 50. BC Brothers moving the chains. First down off the right side and give Aaron Mallard a gain of about 12 there on first down.
Yeah, different formation, same play, just running that buck sweep off to the right, and great job sealing the right side there from the BC offensive line. And all of a sudden, Kevin, you're over the 50.
Cadets starting to find a little rhythm. Late defensive substitution coming on here for Creekside. Here's the snap. Cannon going to counter back here to the left this time. Cutting inside. I believe that's Bubba Frazier. He'll get maybe 3 or 4 off the left side.
And as you're starting to have success running the football, Creekside's bringing guys in, and I'm looking at the bottom of that formation. You have Josh Washington one-on-one with a corner and press coverage with no safety help over the top. So I think BC taking notes that they're going to come back to later.
Cadets going 5 wide. Again, no deep safeties right here in the formation, and Creekside's going to want a timeout. I think they saw it too. It's like, empty set. So a timeout. Cadets on a move. It'll be 2nd and 8 just across the 50 when we come back. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry on Watch BC Sports.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new. Made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company. Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebarbecueco.com. Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
Back here at Mercedes-Benz, Cadets on the move. They got the flags waving across the field in the stands, those Cadets. And when they start, they will not stop. It'll be all game long. Good student contingent. Kirsten, he's told me they've canceled school today and tomorrow.
Well, I think the whole school's here. Maybe some empty hallways.
While we have a minute here in this timeout, I'll let you know the Georgia High School Association is a voluntary, nonprofit organization composed of over 450 public and private high schools. The GHSA administers regulations for region and state competition in 19 sports and 2 activities. Founded in 1908, the GHSA strives to promote good sportsmanship, participant safety, and fair play among its member schools. For more information, visit ghsa.net. Follow @officialGHSA on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. As we come out of the timeout, let's see what A.J. DePhillips dials up here. They're going to stay with an empty set. Bubba Frazier is back there at quarterback. Stephen Cannon wide outside the numbers here on 2nd down and 8. So already getting a little tricky here. I don't know what the holdup is.
I think they're still waiting to come back from the TV timeout. There we go.
So Bubba Frazier in a Wildcat, 4 wides up top. Josh Washington down here at the bottom. Frazier will come near side, got a seal block. Made a man miss at the 45, 40, 35, 30, and run out of bounds. And a first down. BC Brothers moving the chains. First down for Bubba Frazier, the Notre Dame commit. And the Cadets in business here inside the 30 at the 29.
Yeah, you just kind of formation them there. You go 4 out to the right, 1 to the left. They've kind of overloaded their defense to the right, and Bubba just cuts it back left. Really nice block. I think it was Josh Washington out in front of him right there, lead blocking. But BC matriculating down the field.
Cannon out of a shotgun. He's got Stanley Smart next to him. They'll move Conaway over to the right side. He's got 3 receivers that side. Here's the give. They'll run the reverse back here to the near side, and it will be Mallard. Made a man miss at the 25. Stutter steps at the 20 and knocked down at the 18, and another first down. BC Brothers moving the chains. First down for BC.
Yeah, we talked about how difficult it would be to go north and south against this Creekside defense, just the players they have and the style of attack that they have. So BC's really just pounding the edges right now, and you've got them going east and west, and they just don't know what side BC is going to be attacking. And then when you do attack, they're flipping it back on a reverse.
Cadets go flex bone here. Everybody in tight. Cannon will go under center here on first down. They'll give it on a counter here to the near side. Mallard inside the 15, down to the 14. That'll be a gain of 5 on first down and bring up second down.
Yeah, it was a nice job. Number 5, Seth Kelly, going both ways, coming from a linebacker spot, just kind of blew through the block and able to make a tackle. But still, you're in front of the sticks right now.
Cadets going quickly. They'll stay in the flex bone under center. Here's Cannon. He'll give it. They'll run the same play again here to the near side. That time they broke a tackle there out on the edge, and Mallard's going to lose it back outside the 15 to the 16. It'll bring up third down and about 7.
Yeah, must have seen something you liked there formationally to go back to it, but Creekside answers. So now you're in an obvious passing situation, but you've got some guys out there that can route people up.
So third down here for Stephen Cannon. They'll empty the backfield for him. He's got a tight end and go under center. Twins either side. They'll put Mallard in motion and giving him trips to the right side. Cannon, little bubble screen out. It is caught. Bubba Frazier. He'll throw it back in the end zone. Conaway! Oh! Couldn't get it. He was wide open and just too much air under it. They had Conaway all alone in the end zone, Christian, and just a little too much from Bubba Frazier.
Yeah, just a little throwback there, and I think BC going to settle for the field goal, but you throw it back to Bubba Frazier, but he takes a step back behind the line. Bennett Conaway leaks from his tight end position. He was in line there, so attached to the tackle, and nobody was on him, but Bubba Frazier just a little bit too much mustard on that one.
So they're going to ask Parker Lewis to cover the rest of this. They'll place it down on the 23-yard line, so a 33-yard line from the left hash. Again, this first quarter slipping and sliding away, already under 3 minutes. Both teams with just one possession each. 33-yarder from the left hash. They were offsides, and the Cadets are going to get 5 yards. Is this enough to make you rethink here? It's going to be fourth down.
Yeah, that's the question.
About 3.
Because the field goal was good.
But 4th and 3, a little different from the 15-yard line. If you don't get it.
I say you go for it, because if nothing else, they're inside their own 15.
Oh, he's got the offense creeping up there. Let's see if they run him off. I think they're going to kick it again.
I mean, shouldn't the field goal, or they blow it dead? So that's a win for Creekside because that field goal was good.
Yeah, they're going to put time back up. So they were coming after it. Can you get him again and pick up a free first down? They'll put it down at the 18. So a 28-yarder. Here for Parker Lewis off the left hash. The snap hold is good by Cannon. Kick by Lewis right down Abercorn. It's good. 7-3, our score. Cadets answer on a long drive. Put 3 on the board. We're coming right back. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry on Watch BC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Cadets are on the board. They trail at 7-3. Danny Britt electing to go for points, and still early in the ball game, Christian. take the points while they're giving them to you. The decision there.
Yeah, and I think you just have confidence in your offense, and maybe those 3 points are going to pay dividends down the line. So taking the points that are there.
So here's John Brenton to kick it off. Right to left, he'll kick it. Kind of directional kick, going to hit at the 10. They're going to let it bounce around. Picked up there at the 10-yard line. Cadets flowing from the backside. Missed a tackle out at the 15. And still missing tackles and down at the 36-yard line.
Yeah.
And that's Eric Paul, who's got 45 receptions on the year for this Creekside team, and great field position here for the Seminoles.
Yeah, had a few guys kind of get outside their lane right there. So once he beat that first safety, he had some wide open grass. So fortunate BC able to catch up with them because these guys can move when they get into the open field. Now, Kevin, I'm curious what the adjustment is because Creekside saw you playing 2 high safeties that entire time and said, cool, we're just going to run the football. Not a single pass attempt on that first drive. Does BC send Wyatt Estabrook down to the box a little bit and leave Mackay over the top?
They're going trips, but they've been setting and then motioning in, and they'll do it again. Bring everybody in tight. Now what do we have? I don't think Danny Britt called a timeout, but the official came running in off the far sideline.
I wonder if they weren't back from the TV timeout yet.
Again, they got Larson Little playing outside.
Yeah, so now BC going to move to a 5-man front, and you've got one safety over the top.
Box. Here's the snap. They'll go tail and get maybe 3 or 4 out towards the 40. 4-yard gain off the right side.
Yeah, just a quick adjustment there from BC. Like, hey, if you're going to gap us like that, which it wasn't just one play. They got you a few times where they had sealed some guys and were able to pick up some big chunks. BC just going to rock some guys down. Now, do you see them start loading up and throwing?
Yeah, that was Walker off the right side. Larson Little with the tackle, along with a host of others. They flop LaDamian Guyton around. Here's the snap. They'll give it straight ahead. Jaden Houston stuck his nose in there, and they pushed a pile back. Big Cam Cody and company get there and support. They'll give him forward progress to the 41. It'll be 3rd down, and they'll call it 5 here for Creekside.
Yeah, better job that time. You leave the 2 safeties up, but you send a linebacker blitz there, and Jaden Houston able to get home. Really, it's been the same play over and over again, just kind of quarterback sitting there on the mesh for half a second, but just power in the middle to the running back. Now do you see the first pass attempt of the game?
Yeah, Benson out of the pistol. They'll bring everybody in tight. Here's the snap. They'll play action, looking, and there's LaDamian Guyton with the sack. He beat his man off the edge, and that's why he didn't want to throw it. And a big sack there for LaDamian Guyton. It's going to be 4th and 10, and Creekside does not like to punt on at any point. And again, we talked about this, Christian. You might be able to get great field position. They're going to put on the punting unit, but this is not something they've had to do a lot and not something they're really very good at.
Yeah, well, number one, when LaDamian Guyton is coming in an obvious passing situation, you're going to have a hard time blocking him, and that was the highlight I think a lot of fans have been waiting all season for. But 2, you mentioned it, Kevin, punting's been an adventure for Creekside this year, so should be good field position for BC.
Here's the snap, a high, slow, and Cadets almost blocked it. And there's Guyton trying to bring him down, and there are flags everywhere. And that's going to be a 1st down for Creekside off, but I think somebody's – their flag on the near side, flag on the far side. I'm thinking either they got BC for offsides, but there's a flag on the near side as well.
I think they're saying illegal formation, too many men in the backfield.
And you mentioned Danny Britt had watched tape and said that happens with Creekside. Let's see what the call is. That would bail out the Cadets there. They almost blocked it, then allowed a 1st down out of it.
Yeah, you were going back to set up a punt return, so everybody's back was to the punter.
Yeah, legal formation there on Creekside. So they're going to have to do this again.
And that time, BC I think it was Guyton immediately in the backfield.
They're going to change them. And you mentioned they do different things. They're going to go for this.
No, they're still punting.
Oh, excuse me.
You're good. It looked like a shotgun formation for half a second.
The punter had to come running back on. This is going to be Tavara Terrell, who's a linebacker doing the punting. Another slow snap back, and he gets this one off up the elevator shaft here to the near side.
Fire.
It's going to take a Creekside roll on this turf and still go. And inside the 30 at the 29. But the Cadets get a stop, and they had a tremendous drive last time out. They're going to get it one more time here in the first quarter with 27 seconds to go. And some momentum to build off of. And again, really got Creekside leaning left and right. Didn't have to throw it a whole lot with Stephen Cannon in that first possession, Christian. But again, going flex bone, 4 wides, you kind of formation Creekside there in that first possession.
Yeah, and you showed you can stop their offense right there, did the defense. So now, Kevin, the difficult part becomes breaking that 7-point barrier that they just haven't let teams get by.
5 wide, trips to the right, Twins to the short side left. Stephen Cannon back there by himself. Now he'll check back to the near side. Creekside does have a high safety helping to the wide side of the field. 3 down linemen with a linebacker standing up. Here's Cannon looking. He'll throw it underneath. This is Mallard. Ooh, and Mallard hit as he caught it, but he's going to fall ahead towards the 30. They'll mark him back at the 29. I guess officially no gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that time you throw a screen into cover 4, and they did have 8 guys drop back. So really just all eyes were in the backfield. Nobody really coming on the blitz. So I think it's going to take BC to the end of the quarter. But, hey, everybody's been standing in the middle. You took their first punch, and now you're out there fighting back.
So we'll go to quarter number 2. Cadets trail at 7-3, but they've got the ball once again. This is Cadets football presented by Cash and Carry on Watch BC Sports.
Want to make some extra cash just by sitting on your couch? At Cash and Carry in Savannah, Georgia, we buy any car, no matter the condition, and take it right off the road. Just visit the link, enter your car details, and get an instant offer. Cash and Carry, turning cars into cash without leaving your couch.
We are back here as we walk to the far end here for the second quarter. Cadets will be working left to right here in quarter number 2. Again, currently on their own 29. It'll be 2nd down and 10 as we reset here for the second quarter. And again, a lot of times you see BC offensively off to somewhat of a slow start, and A.J. DePhillips knows, hey, it's a chess match. He'll poke you and prod you and say, where are you weak? And try to figure that out. And we'll see if drive number 2, they find a little something that can get them in the end zone.
And I think you have to be stubborn with the run game, but you're also – Stephen Cannon's going to have to hit some shots. And we've already seen him find Bubba Frazier on a big crosser that was almost a conversion. Then you pick it up on the next play. But it's going to take some of that here, Kevin, where Stephen Cannon is going to have to find some success downfield because the short dump-off passes is what they thrive on. And it makes a lot of sense because it's what 90% of high school offenses try to do, which is just quick passes, swing stuff to the side, and they eat that up. You're going to have to take them where your next level, you got all these different aspects that you can throw at them. You're going to have to hit them in the secondary and on the edges.
So we are waiting to come back here from the extended quarter timeout. Cadets will have it 2nd down and 10 to get things started. Cadets had 69 rush yards there in that first quarter. And they'll start here. Cannon in a shotgun. 1 receiver is Bubba Frazier here to the near side. Again, working left to right. Twins up top with a tight end and Conaway off to Cannon's left. They'll put Frazier in motion. Here's the snap. They'll fake it to Bubba. Counter back with Cannon. He breaks a tackle across the 35, out towards the 39. He's going to be very close. I'll say his knee touched up at the 38, so it'll be 3rd down and 1. And that time they got everybody flowing with Bubba, Christian, and Steven just countered off of it.
Yeah, it comes back with a counter. I think the offensive line's doing a better job settling in. They're going to need to right here because this is 3rd and about a half a yard.
Cadets go flex bone. Hard count. They'll check back.
Yeah, I think they'll reload.
They'll put Aaron Mallard back at his wingback spot. Only 1 receiver, and he's soloed up in bunch coverage.
Push right here and pick it up.
Cannon under center. They'll give it straight ahead, and there is across the 40. That's a 1st down by Stanley Smart.
Little fullback dive right there, and a nice job by the right side of the line. Stanley Smart doing his job, not dancing, getting downhill, and picking up a 1st down.
BC Brothers moving. We'll move the chains one more time for us. As the Cadets pick up the 1st down at their own 42. Steven will drop in a shotgun. He's got an H-back to the left. And now they'll move the formation. They'll put H-back right, bunch 2 receivers right off the right tackle. Here's the snap. They'll give it Stanley Smart. Ooh, nice block at the 40. Smart ahead towards the 45 before he's turned back. He'll get a gain of about 3 on first down. Be second down and 7.
Yeah, and I think, again, just staying ahead of the sticks right here, just trying to keep your offense in plus territory. And that time you try to formation them a little bit, and Stanley Smart doing a good job picking up the tough yards.
4 wides for BC. Smart to the left of Stephen Cannon. 4 down linemen for the Seminoles. Washington and Mallard to the left. They got safety help over the top. Bubba Frazier. And it looks like Cole Schumann here to the bottom. They'll try to go off tackle, and they just stunned it on him that time, and Stanley Smart going to lose 3 yards. And you can see Smart and Stephen kind of talking after that one, some confusion on what they were trying to do.
Yeah, and I think that time missed assignment on the offensive line and just confusion as to what you had audibled into. So you have a defensive tackle come free, and it's a slow handoff. He's able to come from the backside and track down Stanley Smart. So now 3rd and long.
Yeah, 3rd down and 9 officially here for the Cadets. They are getting close to midfield, but only on their 42. They need the Seminole 48-yard line for a first down. Twin receivers way out left. They'll put one in motion coming here to the near side. Cannon on a straight drop, looking, throws in a slot, and a little low for Mallard, couldn't hang on, would have been short of the first down, and the Cadets are going to have to punt the football.
Yeah, you try to do a rub route and have Mallard come underneath. He beat the corner, but the safety was reading Stephen's eyes the whole way, did a great job coming up and hitting the ball right at the point of contact. So now you need your quarterback to hit a good punt here and flip the field a little bit, but still able to pick up a couple first downs there and chance to flip the field, put the defense back out there rested.
Seminoles will put Damian Henderson, their big receiver, got 11 touchdowns and almost 900 yards here in 2025. He's back at the 20. Here's the snap to Cannon. Lots of time. Stephen puts a leg into it. Oh, it's off the side of the foot and going to check up. And all things considered, not terrible. Yeah. It goes out at the 29-yard line. And that's where Creekside will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, I don't think the worst result right there, and just kind of off the side of his foot a little bit, but able to keep it in bounds just enough to creep inside the 30-yard line. So now defense had a chance to gather themselves, really had a good possession the last time out, just got to build on that. And they haven't tested the secondary yet. When do we see the first shot? Because we know it's coming.
Well, they tried to pass last time, and LaDamian Guyton ate him up. They'll put Benton in a shotgun. He's got a running back to his right. That's going to be Eric Paul. They'll motion him out. Here's the snap. They're looking to throw. They read the screen. Out in the flat, it is caught across the 30. Missed tackle. And running up the right side before Mekhi Williams able to shove him down at the 47-yard line. That'll be a first down for Creekside. And it was mass reaction that time. All the defensive front said, nobody blocked us, and tried to chase from the backside and couldn't get him.
Yeah, you mentioned it. BC, I think, read it well, but just a really nice job from the back, making a guy miss in space and picking up a first down.
So trips out to the left here on first down, out near midfield for the Seminoles. They'll give it off right side to Paul. And that time, Jameer Lee, LaDamian Guyton there to wrap him up after about a yard off the right side. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, they're being stubborn, and I think it's something you can do when you feel very confident in your defense and you feel like your offense is going to be able to do enough. They're just stubborn with running the football, working the clock, giving their chance for the defense to come over to the side, watch the huddle tape, catch their breath a little bit, and you have the lead, which allows you to do this. We've seen BC do this all playoffs.
So now Twins left, one right, and got a back next to Benson. That's going to be Ced Kelly. They'll fling it out to him in the flat. Going to be caught. Oh, that's got to be a hold at the 50-yard line. Larson Little and Jonathan Black comes up and makes the tackle, but Larson Little was trying to get off a block and just couldn't get away.
Yeah, but still a really nice job. Only about 3 yards there on that swing pass, and BC doing a good job coming up. It's like the Oklahoma drill, but just out in space. You get head up on a blocker. Whoever's free has got to make a tackle on the running back.
Trips up top here on 3rd down and 6. Running back to the right of Benson. BC showing blitz. They'll back out of there. They've got Amani Hill off to the right of Benson.
And you got to be careful because they might audible into a run up the middle here. If they gap past that blitzing linebacker, can go a long way.
Quarterback keeper straight ahead. Yep. There you go. And a missed tackle in the secondary. He's going to go. Mekhi Williams got juked out of his shoes. And that's a huge touchdown there for Creekside. And just what you said happened there. Christian just broke to the second level. And Mackay had a stutter step and wasn't going to make a play.
Right, and you see the extra linebacker coming in to blitz, and so you audible from a handoff to a quarterback power right there where you bring that running back in as basically an extra blocker, and he got on the blitzing linebacker, and you could see it from up here, Kevin, just nobody on the backside. Once he made that first guy miss, it was open space and a touchdown.
So the point after upcoming here for Creekside with 7:21 to go in the quarter. And the kick is up, and it is good. 14-3. Creekside out in front. They've done it on 2 big plays against that Cadet defense. We're coming right back. This is Cadet football presented by Cash and Carry on Watch BC Sports.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
We're back here at Mercedes-Benz, 14-3. Creekside out in front. Cadets need to answer. And Christian, this is where they have been really good in 2025 when they've gotten behind and they need a drive. They've been able to put something together more often than not. But obviously getting big played to death here.
Yeah, and it's been the one dagger play on each of the 2 scoring drives. You've done a really good job keeping them behind the sticks, but that time again, they get you up, go hard count. You show what defense you're in. You don't audible. They audible, and they're able to bust a big one right there. So, again, you're down 11 right here. You've been able to move the football on offense, but you're going to need something more consistent. But I think for BC, the one benefit you have is 7:21 to go here in the half. You get the football to start the second half. So if you can double dip here, chance to really make this one interesting quickly.
The Georgia High School Association would like to thank its corporate partners for their valuable support of high school athletics and activities. Alpha Insurance, Georgia Electric Membership Corporation, Gatorade, Wilson, BSN Sports, the Atlanta Hawks, Mizuno, the Atlanta Braves, Subway, Sport Medicine South, the Atlanta Track Club, NFHS Network, Regions Bank, Max Preps, GoFan, and Georgia Public Broadcasting. And again, Cadets should get decent field position. They're kind of content to hang it up here on the kickoff. But you need an answer right here. And they'll pooch it up the left side. Going to be Stanley Smart at the 20, and he stepped out of bounds. Should have just let it go.
Oh, we got a flag. Are they going to say that the ball was out of bounds before he caught it?
We'll see what the discussion is here as they're talking here on the near side. Hung up there by Delano Jones, senior kicker for Creekside.
Only thing I can think is sideline warning, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, it didn't look like there was a lot of people standing over there. Mo Dixon, Creekside head coach, out there trying to figure out what's going on.
I mean, he didn't catch it and then step out of bounds. He caught it out of bounds. So are they saying it's a kick out of bounds?
Not sure. This is taking an awful long time.
Yeah. They're like, you guys got the rule book? I got the rule book. But if you're Stanley, you just got to – I know it's tough because if it bounces the wrong way, they can get it. But, I mean, when you're running to the sideline, ball still floating, and you're looking down and it's white, just let it go. They picked the football up, so they're going to mark it off one way or the other.
I mean, this can't possibly be against Benedictine. I mean,
not where it was thrown.
Yeah, they're going to come bring it out.
I think to the 35, yeah.
Let's see what the official call is here from our head referee. Yep, they did. They called it free kick out of bounds, so Cadets will get it all the way out at the 35. So gain 15 yards on that.
It's interesting. I'm assuming if Stanley had caught it and then stepped out of bounds, it would have been BC ball wherever he stepped out. But because he was already standing out of bounds when he caught it, it's free kick out of bounds.
So 1st and 10 here for BC. They'll put Twins to the left, one receiver. Here to the near side is Bubba Frazier. Steven out of a shotgun, play action, trying to avoid the blitz, and he's not going to get away from that one. Brought down back at the 25. And slow developing play action. That time Christian and Seminoles got home.
Slow developing play action. He gets an 8-man blitz, Kevin. They only had 3 guys in coverage that time, and they're just banking on the fact that, hey, we can get home before you can get rid of the football. And that time BC wanted to take a shot, but now it looks like you're in 2nd and almost 20.
Yeah, 2nd and 18 officially here after the sack. They'll flip the formation. Twins here to the short side. They'll put Stanley Smart to the right of Stephen Cannon. Steven on a straight drop, looking, and has to roll out here to his left. And he's just going to, he lost the football. It's going to be rolled incomplete. And again, he rolled away from the open receivers that time because of that pressure, Christian.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost reminiscent to the Buford game where you're looking down and there's guys running open, but you look back at Steven and he's getting mauled. So got to find a way, even if it's a max protect, to give him a little bit of time, because right now Creekside, I think, knows, hey, they're down 11. They're going to come out and try to throw the football a little bit. They've come out and just sent the house on 1st and 2nd down.
And it's 3rd and 18. Not a lot in the playbook for that. And you got to be careful here. 27-yard line. And now what do we have?
I think Danny's going to call a timeout.
I haven't seen him motion. Still waiting for the official.
Or are they going to review? It looks like they challenged it.
They're going to review to see if it's a fumble. We'll get a look here on the gigantic Jumbotron here at Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, so one of the cool things about being inside Mercedes-Benz is, and this being on TV, is you coaches have a challenge per game. So Creekside's going to challenge it.
It looked like his arm was
for
going
all the
forward
world,
in live action. We'll see if we get a review here on the big Jumbotron. He was trying to throw it across his body. So, again, all it's got to do is just be coming forward. I guess Creekside saying, well, if he fumbled it, we've got the football down inside the 30.
Yeah, and potentially nail on the coffin kind of situation.
They're not everybody's waiting for them to show it somewhere, and nobody's got it. We're kind of looking all around at monitors everywhere. Ball comes up, and does it come forward? I'd say he's trying to throw it.
Yeah, that's still coming forward. And call on the field is incomplete.
And you could say Creekside here would be saying, no, it came out. Well, the defender also hit him in the elbow, so his arm couldn't go but so far forward. And you can see Mo Dixon pointing at the Jumbotron saying, no, it's out.
Yeah.
So I think everybody's going to argue their side here. But you called it incomplete on the field. What's that? Arms going forward.
And ball comes forward.
In that angle, it looks like he's throwing the football. From this one we're looking at from behind the play, it looks like the arm comes forward. Now, a dangerous pass because it kind of – yeah, they're going to keep it incomplete. So it's going to be 3rd and 18 here for BC. So Creekside's going to lose a timeout.
And that's their one challenge for the game.
Again, just something different that you've thrown in here at the championship. You don't have that.
Well, you've
during
had
the regular season
some state championship games that have come down to some really controversial calls at the very end where everyone's screaming. This is on TV. We can all see it. If you have the ability to use replay, use it.
So now for A.J. DePhillips, passing game, you've, I think, only completed maybe 1 or 2 passes here. And really only one down the field. Twins either side on 3rd and forever. They'll motion Stanley Smart out. Here's the snap to Cannon. He's got pressure in his face. Going to try. And he lost the football. And that's a fumble. Nobody in maroon over there. Creekside going to pick it up. And they're going to fall on it in at the 5-yard line, and that's devastating.
Yeah, green dog blitz right there, and he came untouched from the linebacker spot. Stephen Cannon again trying to boot to his right, but, I mean, full head of steam from the inside linebacker, knocks the football out, and now BC, they've been in this situation before and usually have not been able to get off the field. Got the ball at the 4.5-yard line going into your end zone.
I know Steven's trying to make a play. The state championship might need to eat that.
Yeah, and punt the football.
Live to fight another play. Now you've by proxy, it's just, again, not saying it can't be done, but it's awful tough to stop a great team from the 5-yard line. It has been done, but this is a game right now where you are struggling to find momentum. You've kind of been big played to death defensively, and now you've got 1st and goal from the 5. Benson out of a shotgun. He'll take it. He'll go straight ahead, and nobody touched him. Touchdown. Just right up the gut that time, Christian, and that's tough. It's now 20-3, and if you're the Cadets, you got to find something that you can lean on here. And again, I don't know if it's time to panic, but with 6:22, if you can go down and put points on the board, you still get the ball to start the second half. You can cut this back into a manageable game.
You have half of the second quarter to go. It's not abandon your offense time yet. And BC that time, I think 3 straight passes to start the series right there, and you just go backwards fumble. So got to come up with something. Just can't abandon that run game just yet.
So here's the point after. It is knuckled over the bar. Good. I think, who was that got a piece of it? That was JoJo Sutton got a piece of it. It just floated over the bar. So 21-3, we'll step aside. Here in the second quarter, Cadets got some work to do. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry on Watch BC Sports.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebarbecueco.com.
We're back here at Mercedes-Benz. Cadets in a hole. Got some work to do here with 6:22 to go in the first half. Creekside will kick it off from right to left. And again, they're going to pick a sideline. They go back here to the near side. It's going to be caught by the up man across the 25 and out of bounds. That's Wyatt Estabrook. And BC will get it at the 26-yard line with 6:20 to go here in the first half. And as I said, Christian, if you're Danny Britt, if you're AJ Phillips, offensive coordinator, end of the day, you need points on the scoreboard out of this drive. Don't have to panic and try to go routes, but you need to put something together, obviously.
Yeah, you don't have an 18-point play. So you just got to matriculate down the field and punch the football into the end zone somehow. And again, it's been near impossible to break 7 points against this Creekside team all season long. Gonna have to find a way to do it here.
Cadets will come out in the flex bone. One receiver tucked in tight off the right side. Here's the play action from Cannon. They got a man out. It is caught. There's Mallard up the right sideline. 50, 45, 40. It's a foot race at the 30, 25, 15, 10, 5. Aaron Mallard. 75 yards up the right side. Just floated out on a little wheel route. And the Cadets punch one in the end zone.
We talked about it, Kevin. You got to find a way to score points right there. And BC goes heavy play action, just a 2-man route. You had Bubba Frazier streaking down the middle of the field. And then Aaron Mallard came all the way around. Looked like it was going to be a handoff to him. And he just kept it going on a wheel route right there. And Stephen Cannon with a perfect pass. And we've said it a million times before. When 13 gets his hands on the ball, no one's catching him.
So Stephen Cannon to Aaron Mallard. And the Cadets answer in 11 seconds. And now your defense needs to get right back out there and hold up. Here's Parker Lewis. Point after is up, and it is right through there and good. 21-10, Cadets with a quick answer. We're coming right back. This is Cadet Football, presented by Cash and Carry on Watch BC Sports.
Dead or alive, we want your car. No matter the condition, running smooth or barely rolling, Cash and Carry in Savannah will buy it right off the road. Visit us now, get your instant offer, and turn that ride into cash today. We buy cars, any condition.
Back here at Mercedes-Benz, one-play drive for the Cadets, Christian Gokel, and put that defense right back out there, and it hasn't been so much Creekside just killing you all day. It's been big play. Defense got a big play and a 5-yard touchdown down. The other two drives were huge plays where you just missed tackles at the first level, and it set up a disastrous result.
Yeah, that's why turnovers just kill, because you don't have that one, and potentially it's a 14-10 game right now, but that turnover kind of looming large right now for the Cadets.
There's a kickoff that's going to check up and then go in. I thought it was going to hold up at the 1-yard line by Brenton, and then just took an extra half spin into the end zone. So 1st and 10 for Creekside, coming out to the 20-yard line, and this Cadet defense is just got to figure out a way to keep the Seminoles in that first level.
Yeah, and again, it hasn't been anything fancy. They're just running right at you, and BC committing guys to that box. And if you commit, you got to make sure your gap sound, and they were not on that last touchdown. Well, I guess 2 touchdown runs ago. Got to figure out a way to just sit in there and just be mean. It doesn't mean you have to be 3-4 yards in the backfield. Just stall everything at the line of scrimmage and let those linebackers scrape and make tackles.
Depending on how you perform here, do you think about sliding Larson Little back inside just for some extra beef up the middle? I know they're trying to attack the edge with him out there. He stays outside opposite LaDamian Guyton here on 1st down. Empty backfield for the Seminoles. Here's the snap, play action here to the near side. And a sack. Oh, no, he got out of it. And that one is loose and thrown out of bounds. Is that grounding? I'm going to say he got out of the tackle box.
He was out of the tackle box. I think it was Gavin Smith.
Gavin Smith and a flag. What is well after the play? Is that on Creekside? That cannot be on BC.
If it's anything, it's for talking. And, yeah, it's going to be on BC. And all season long, man, it kills you over and over again. But BC has been flagged countless times for just talking, and there's just certain things you can't say, and you certainly can't say them around the white hat, and looks like that's what happened again to BC.
The thing was, when the flag came out, there was nobody around Benson, who was laying on the ground, and he got up, and then the flag came out. Let's see what the call. They're going to wave it off. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
I was going to say that was. See, watch this. Here's Smith. With they pulled the camera off, but
I mean, it was on. It was. They pointed at Gavin, and it was clearly on Gavin, whatever they were going to call. But if I had to imagine what got BC out of it was he was so far away from everybody that it couldn't be taunting on. He wasn't in anybody's face.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, you got to be careful, guys.
2nd down and 10 here from the Creekside 20. Benson's got an H-back to his right and got Walker to his left. They'll delay, give it to Walker off the right side. Nice tackle made. I believe that was Larson Little sliding down. No, LaDamian Guyton gets him at the 24. It'll be 3rd down and 6. That's a big play here.
Yeah, massive third down. Chance to get off the field.
With a team that can't really punt the football. Again, got kind of the dome roll the last time.
I was going to say, it went about 18 yards in the air and then 20 yards on the ground.
So trips to the left, one receiver up top, quarterback in a shotgun. Benson will take it. He'll roll it here to the near side. Houston plays there and just threw it over the head. Had a running back leaking out. That was going to be Kelly out near the sideline and just threw it over his head. Houston almost got home. Coming back behind the play, it'll be 4th down. Cadets going to get great field position here, Christian, with a lot of time left here in the second.
Yeah, just got to be clean. Don't rough the punter. And that time they boot left, and really good job. Tight, sticky coverage on the outside by the Cadets, but also Jaden Houston really getting after the quarterback there and forcing that one out a little bit early, high and wide to the outside. So, yeah, Kevin, potentially a momentum-shifting series right there for the Cadets.
From what we've seen, the snap is slow getting back there, kind of a floater. And there it goes again, high. We're going to pull it down. Cadets almost get home. It goes straight up the elevator shaft. Get away from it. Hits at the 40, takes a BC bounce at the 39 of Creekside. So great field position here for the Cadets, Christian. Plenty of time and starting to build a little momentum here.
Yeah, just got to keep your composure here and execute. And BC emotional right now, fired up because they can kind of smell it. It felt like the whole stadium, all the momentum was going Creekside's way, and you bust a huge play against the grain to score a touchdown. Get a big 3-and-out right there. Now the offense is in plus territory inside their 40 with a chance to put some more points up on the board. So it's been a wild second quarter here, but both teams, you're seeing why they made it to Mercedes-Benz.
So huge because I think you feel like Creekside knows they can't flip field position necessarily. Flex bone formation, Bubba Frazier, they're going to try to cheat maybe a corner out there. Cannon. Play action, looking right down the middle. There's Mallard again, caught at the 20 down at the 13-yard line. They just snuck him right up the gut. And the Cadets want to go quick. First and 10, BC Brothers moving the chains. First down.
And Kevin, in 2025, who thought going flexbone would be what sparks BC's passing game? But it certainly has, and BC rolling right now.
They'll go to the shotgun here. Twins to the right, one receiver up top. Stanley Smart off to the left of Stephen Cannon. Now they'll pull everybody in tight to the right. Got an H-back over there. Here's the snap. They'll fake it. Here's Bubba coming off the left side. Can he get a block? No. He'll get upended back at the 14. Going to lose a half yard. And that time they were asking Bennett Conaway to block two guys, and he got one of them and couldn't get the other.
And team speed is what you see, and that's the first note on any scouting report for this Creekside defense. And they just flow so well sideline to sideline, and if you don't get a hat on a hat, you're going to have a hard time getting any kind of gain.
Bubba Frazier soloed up. They'll cheat some safety help over his way. Twins to the left. Bubba goes in motion to the left. They got trips up there now. Here's Cannon. A little bootleg naked out here to the near side. Looking, trying to direct traffic. Going to throw it back towards the end zone and out of bounds. And Mallard got tackled.
Yeah.
They're going to say it was uncatchable.
Way out of bounds. I think Stephen Cannon, they did a really good job just being sticky in coverage right there. The near side safety just kind of stayed home because BC was coming with a big over route on that play action right there. So nice job by Creekside defensively. And a good decision from Steven to just throw that one into the stands.
Yeah, had that been a little closer, maybe you could have drawn a PI, but well out of bounds because Mallard got tackled in right there at the kind of the cone in the back pylon. So third down and 11. Got to be careful here. You got what you feel like maybe there's some points in your back pocket, but you like to keep this thing going. Can get a first down at the 3. Snap, here's Cannon looking, rolls here to the right. They're going to throw it back. Has a man. Caught! 3-2-1. Touchdown, Stanley Smart on a throwback. And the Cadets punch it in again. Stephen Cannon to Stanley Smart. And the Cadets have closed it up 21-16. And we got ourselves a new ball game here, Christian.
And it's been the passing game, man. It's just such an attacking defense that gets downhill. BC doing a nice job with the route concept. That time, Stanley Smart on the wheel route. You see him, Stephen Cannon, kind of little half boot out to the right and then throw back on the wheel route. And BC's right back in this football game.
Parker Lewis, the point after. Out of the hold of Stephen Cannon. The kick is up, and it is right through there and good. Cadets with another big answer. It's 21-16-17. 21-17. Cadets trying to crawl back in it. This is Cadet football presented by Cash and Carry.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Back here at the bins, Cadets fired up. The flags waving a little more briskly over there from those Cadets who continue. Again, if you've been around BC, though, 3 folks waving those flags across the way, and they will not stop. 4:01 to go here in the first half, Cadets. And that gift of a touchdown looms large, Christian.
Yeah, that's the difference in the football game right now. But you've taken that and you've turned it into 14 straight points of your own. So big answer there from BC. Now got to play defense.
Take off down at the 3, coming back to your near side middle of the field. Cadets going to make a tackle at the 15-yard line. That's brought down Chris Stokes with a big tackle out there on special teams. So Creekside back at their 15. They're going to mark him up at the 16 on forward progress. But again, 3:56. Cadets have all 3 of their timeouts. So depending on how you want to play this, Christian, you know, if you can get a 3 and out, you're not going to get a monster punt from Creekside. You're going to get great field position with a chance, maybe with a minute or so before the half, depending on what the Seminoles decide to do.
Yeah, and you have all 3 of your timeouts. And so BC in a good spot right here. And how about the tackle from your sophomore running back, but also linebacker?
Cadets shifting around on defense as they come out. Creekside going to put 4 wides to the left. Solo quarterback is Benson back there. See if they run the bubble screen. Then a quarterback keep it off the left side. Oh, making men miss, and he'll have a first down. And that's where they outflank you. Again, they're not asking Benson to do much, but make a man miss. And if you're Makai Williams, it's all up to you back there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a really good job offensive coordinator-wise, just looking out. You have 4 guys out, and you just count the number of guys in the box. BC with a light box because they manned up on the outside, and so you do that. Cool. I'm going to run with my quarterback.
You got Larson Little out there in coverage with trips to the right. Benson going to give it straight ahead, and 7-8 yards right up the gut across the 35. That's almost a first down. Actually goes Eric Paul. Might give it to him. Nope, going to say he's short. 2nd down and 1. And if you're BC, this is what you didn't want to happen. 7-8 yard chunk plays. The BC was not set on defense. They go straight ahead and actually stopped him behind the sticks. It's going to be 3rd and 1 here. And that is a fortunate turn, Christian, because the Cadets were moving guys all over the place.
But I think they tried to go fast too, so they didn't really have a chance to get into a set.
So 3rd down and 1. Trips up top. Running back to the left of Benson. Oh, BC jumped. Did he get back? Jameer Lee just couldn't get back. And they're going to give him a free first down. That'll drive Danny Britt nuts across the way.
Yeah, and just stuck that head into the neutral zone, and the official called it immediately. Sometimes they'll give you the courtesy and let you get back, but you shouldn't in high school. It's not in the rule book, so Jameer gets caught. And now Creekside, I think those first couple of plays, the way that they were executing, I think they were okay to try to milk some clock. I think they're in full attack mode now.
Twins up top, 1 receiver here to the bottom of the formation out of a pistol. Cadets with a late shift. They'll give it straight ahead, and
Jameer Lee with the answer.
He didn't miss that time as they tried to feed it to Walker. Give him maybe a 1.5 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, Danny Britt's fired up about something on the other side. I think it's because BC is trying to late shift strong to weak, and you flip your defensive end and your outside linebacker. But with the way that Creekside executes, it's really hard to do that because they bring everybody in, switch what the strong side is, and then snap the football.
So 2nd and 9. Benson out of a shotgun. They flip the formation. Here's the snap. They'll play action to Walker and going to try to pull it. He's going to throw it. Oh, it's intercepted! Picked off at the 50-yard line by Jonathan Black. What a pick! And you tried to get a little cute there on 2nd down, and the Cadets steal a possession inside the 50.
Yeah, a little scramble drill right there, and a great job by your sophomore quarterback, Jonathan Black, keeping his eyes on his man. The quarterback looked like he was going to run it, pulled up late, threw it over the middle, and Jonathan Black with the diving interception. And again, BC has the football in Creekside territory.
And Christian, the ball's going to be at the 49. You practice this from July. How much time is left? 2-0-0.
Yeah.
You're running the 2-minute drill. You've got all your timeouts, so no need to panic. Creekside with just 1, and you will get the ball coming out of the locker room. So a big possession here for BC. Frazier goes in motion. Bubba gives him trips up top. Here's Cannon. Flushed out of the pocket here to the near side. Steven just going to throw it out of bounds. So smart play there. Don't want to do anything crazy here inside 2 minutes now.
Right, and BC just getting whipped right now on the center and guards. And listen, you're playing excellent defensive tackles, but it's just immediate pressure in Stephen Cannon's face. Got to get in at halftime and come up with some kind of adjustments, whether it's double teams, leaving H-back in there, something, because it's just immediate pressure, and it completely blows up those deep routes.
You got Reef Leonard back in at center this week, who's missed a couple of weeks of the playoffs.
And now I wonder, Kevin, they have 1 timeout. Do you just try to work clock and just avoid giving them any points?
They'll give it to Bubba Frazier off the left side. He's got a
Bubba.
bad. Gets to the outside, 45-40. Turns the corner, 35 out of bounds at the 32-yard line. That's a first down. They'll say got to the 30. BC Brothers moving. Will pick up those chains and move it one more time, and now the Cadets are in business.
And you can tell how hobbled he'd been through the first few rounds of the playoffs, but, man, when he's 100%, it's really, really fun to watch that dude run the football.
He had a wall set up. Stanley Smart to the right of Cannon. And now they'll check back. They got twins here to the near side, the wide side of the field. Josh Washington soloed up top, off to the short side. They'll flip Stanley Smart. Now Cannon out of a shotgun. Play action. Looking. Steven going to roll in. All kinds of pressure. Now reverses back to the left. Just let it go. Throws it underneath. Caught by Stanley Smart, 15. Ran a man over at the 5. Down to the 1. That's effort right there. Christian Gokel and Stanley Smart. The bruiser, he leaked out. Somehow I got lost in the shuffle there, and he was wide open.
Yeah, and Stephen Cannon, unbelievable job buying time again. Center got beat almost immediately, but he's able to buy time, and then the safety valve leaks out, finds Stanley Smart downfield. I don't know who had a better effort on that play, Stanley Smart or your voice.
He ran a man over at the 5.
And LaDamian Guyton.
They're going to go Wildcat with LaDamian Guyton. They got Cam Cody to the left of that diamond from the 1-yard line. Here's Guyton into the near side, pushes. They're going to tackle him short at the inch line.
I'm doing that 3 more times.
Only thing that concerns me is that LaDamian's still sticking that football out.
But now if you do it and it crosses, touchdown.
You don't want to fumble it here. You got plenty of time, 3 more tries at it here. And if you're Danny Britt, you say, slow down. Let's get it down around 20 seconds.
Right.
Still got 3 timeouts, but don't want to give Creekside any kind of opportunity. Here's the snap. Guyton straight ahead. Drop pass. Caught away. Touchdown. The Tim Tebow special from LaDamian Guyton to Bennett Conaway, and the Cadets are in the end zone again with 40 seconds.
I mean, just beautiful play call. All 11 Creekside Seminoles, eyes in the backfield trying to stop that one. And Kevin, BC has come back from 21 to 3 down in 6 minutes. We got a football game.
What a second quarter by the Cadets. Point after for Parker Lewis with 40 seconds. LaDamian showing some ups. Here's the kick, and a flag comes out. I guess somebody moved for BC, so they'll back them up. And that's exactly what it is. So move them back 5 yards. What a second quarter here by the Cadets. We talked about not panicking, Christian Gokel. They have not panicked at all. So Parker Lewis with the point after back at the 15 now. And the snap, the kick, right through there and good. The Cadets continue with a big second quarter. It's 24 to 21. 40 seconds to go here in this first half. BC taking the lead. This is Cadet football presented by Cash and Carry.
Want to make some extra cash just by sitting on your couch? At Cash and Carry in Savannah, Georgia, we buy any car, no matter the condition, and take it right off the road. Just visit the link, enter your car details, and get an instant offer. Cash and Carry, turning cars into cash without leaving your couch.
We are back here at Mercedes-Benz. I got to make sure the voice holds up for a couple more quarters. What a second period, though, here, second quarter for the Cadets. Surging back, as you mentioned, down 21 to 3, not a lot of momentum. And a one-play drive kind of sparked it all here, and they've rolled off 21 straight of their own to take a 24-21 lead. Here's a little poocher down the middle, and going to be fair caught at the 30. Ooh.
Don't hate that.
Interesting decision there by Danny Britt. I guess not wanting to give up a big return, but I think as this game has gone on, if you're BC, you don't fear the deep passing game from Creekside.
Oh, they just haven't tried, and they're a team that can absolutely do it. They got some unbelievable wide receivers, a couple of guys who have over 800 yards receiving, and 3 receivers who have over 10 touchdowns this season.
Again, we see that can be just how much of those are I threw it to, and we see it with BC a lot. Yeah. I threw it to, and my guy ran 80. If you got to get vertical, can you do it?
Yeah, now BC, I think, crunch time, got to win the middle 8. They're going to put Josh Washington and Bubba Frazier in the football game.
Yeah, Bubba's coming in at corner. Josh Washington playing a slot corner. Trips to the left, one receiver up top. Here's the snap. Looking. Here comes the rush. Hit as he throws. Caught over the middle. Made a man miss at the 45 and brought down at the 38-yard line of BC. So one play, and they are down there. Just a missed tackle or been maybe not quite as bad, but pressure from the Cadets.
I was going to say,
a little late.
BC was in coverage right there, but again, you got guys on late trying to swap into your dimes formation, and Guyton almost got home, but still big chunk play right there for Creekside.
Here's the snap to Benson. Clock rolls. Only one timeout for Creekside. He'll step up, roll out of boy,
nobody
over there, and Estabrook going to force him out of bounds. Ooh, bad angle by Wyatt. I think maybe if Benson kind of looked a little more. He might have been able to turn the corner, but out of bounds, stops the clock with 11 seconds.
Well, if nothing else, Kevin, I think BC just playing prevent and don't have a ton of confidence in Creekside kicking a field goal from here. They've got time for about 2 more, maybe 3 more plays here, but you've also put them in a situation where they can throw the football in the end zone.
Trips to the left. Walker will stand to the left of Benson, one receiver to the short side. Bubba Frazier there in coverage. They'll put LaDamian Guyton to the short side. Here's the snap. Benson looking, throws over the middle. It's going to be caught at the 15, at the 10, at the 5, and a tackle still on his feet. Hold him up to 1, and 1 second left. Wow. If you could have held him up for another half a second, but it's 1st and goal from the 2, and now decision time for Creekside. I think they're going to try to tie it up here.
I think that's the prudent decision, but for BC, I think you take that defensive formation and chunk it in the trash bin. And something you really haven't had to do all season. I think a timeout from – it had to be a timeout from Creekside, yeah? No way BC calls a timeout.
Well, they had to because it'd be 1st and goal, and the clock would start on the ready for play, so they had to take the timeout.
Oh! BC got a fumble.
Oh, my
goodness.
They called a fumble. Did not see that on the replay. Wyatt Estabrook apparently came up with it. Boy, the Cadets did not act like they got the fumble.
I was going to say.
But now you're on the 2-yard line. Cannon goes straight ahead. Wow. Fortunate break there, and the Cadets go to the locker room. Wow, didn't see the fumble, Christian.
No, and again, to be fair, we're kind of way up here and way far away from that.
But the way the Cadets reacted, they didn't act like they came out of it.
The reaction, I thought, was for holding the guy up and the clock melting away.
And Creekside had already used their challenge, so they were not able to take another look at it. So the Cadets go to the locker room up 24-21, Christian Gokel, and what a second quarter. They take a 3-point lead in the locker room. Going to get the ball first coming out in the second half.
And we were talking about this in the last break, Kevin. You come back from 21 to 3 down, and you are a Bubba Frazier missed pass to Bennett Conaway and a fumble from Stephen Cannon inside the 5 from this being a completely different football game.
Yeah.
So what you got to love about BC is what Danny Britt said is the word that encapsulates them, resiliency. They just come back over and over and over again, and 21-3, didn't blink and able to come out, score 21 unanswered points to take the lead here. And now you got a long halftime to get in there, recover, and come up with a game plan to stop some of those big plays. I think a lot of it was you got some young guys playing new spots defensively because you know you have to stop a really good power run team, and then you got to figure out something on the offensive line. Still, you put up 24 points in the first half. If you can fix that, could be in for some fireworks in the second half.
We are at the half. We're coming right back. The Bernard Williams Insurance halftime report from Mercedes-Benz on your way next here on Watch BC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
I'm Kenny Granger from Cash and Carry. We're a family-owned business right here in Savannah. We have sections of vehicles that really make it all simple. You'll get a printout of where the vehicle's at, the color of the vehicle. We really want them to be able to come in the yard and find out right where they need to be. The average savings would be at least 70, 80, could be even 90% compared to original manufactured parts. So you can come to a place like Cash and Carry and find the parts that you need at an extremely reasonable price. We'd love for you to come check us out.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Welcome back here at the half. It is the Bernard Williams halftime report. Cadets lead it 24-21. A big second quarter there for Benedictine. They scored 3 times and took the lead. And again, 2 big plays for Creekside and a 5-yard touchdown drive off a Stephen Cannon fumble that kind of gave Creekside their 21. But you look at the stats here at the half. We talked about those big plays. Creekside 259 yards rushing, 335 total yards of offense in the first half. Cadets with 154 yards through the air and 77 on the ground. Stephen Cannon 6 of 10 for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bubba Frazier leads the way for the Cadets with 39 yards. Aaron Mallard with 28. Josh Washington with 14. They got these all screwed up. Stanley Smart's got a few rushing yards in there as well. But Aaron Mallard, 100 yards through the air and a touchdown on the 74-yard hookup there from Stephen Cannon. That kind of all got it going. And again, they lead it 24-21. Time of possession about as even as it can be. BC 12 minutes, 32 seconds, and Creekside 11 minutes and 28 seconds. So each team's had it pretty much the same as we head to the locker room. And third downs, Cadets 2 of 6, but 1 of 1 on a big fourth down, and 3 of 5 on third down from Creekside. So it's been about as straight up in that regard as you could imagine. But Christian, turnovers, the problem. Stephen Cannon, a fumble, 5-yard touchdown drive. If not for that, you're talking about a comfortable lead, and you get the football. You feel like the Cats start to find a little something there in that second quarter against that Creekside defense.
Yeah, and it's just get the ball out quick or get Stephen Cannon on the move without him having to do it from a drop back, right? Instead of taking 3 steps and then being forced, let's just go ahead and move him out of the pocket. BC doing a great job there, especially on that throwback to Stanley Smart. But again, just point to the resiliency. This team hasn't blinked, and they fought back so well in that second quarter. Now, got some stuff you got to tweak, and you mentioned the turnover, a really big deal. I think that whole drive was just cursed. It felt like Creekside had BC's number, and BC just didn't really have an answer, and sometimes that's just going to happen. But you take that one off the board, this game's got a whole different feel to it. So if BC can adjust, not turn the football over, and you saw, I think, kind of evened out right there with Creekside throwing that interception and BC getting another touchdown on the board where it looked like they were going to start driving there a little bit. So get rid of the turnovers, execute, and BC's feeling strong right now.
Yeah, Caden Benson, 4 of 7 for 76 yards. Stephen Cannon, 153 through the air, 60% completion rate there in that first half. So, again, Cadets will get the ball first, but, Christian, it's been digging into the bag of tricks. We saw LaDamian Guyton run it, throw it. We've seen reverses. Bubba Frazier, Stanley Smart, Aaron Mallard, trickeration to Bennett Conway. They've actually tried to run that twice to Bennett Conway, and Bubba Frazier just missed him. They're going deep in the bag here if you're AJ DePhillips.
Yeah, and it's just you've got such a senior-laden skill position group that these guys have been through the fires and seen all of this and developed and been able to install so much. And last game of the season, I mean, you're going to empty that bag of tricks here, especially against a really aggressive Creekside defense. So, again, I think you have to continue to be just stubborn about running the football. It doesn't mean just pound it up the middle if they're going to send 8 guys there every time, but on the edge, pound the rock, stay in 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6, and then you can attack with Stephen Cannon. And he's in a groove right now, man. That's just that scramble and then finding Stanley Smart underneath was just so massive, and it kind of shows you where he's at mentally right now. The game's not too fast for him. I know he's getting some pressure in his face, but really outside of the fumble, which, again, got tracked down from behind, hasn't made a critical error throwing the football. So your quarterback's on fire. You've got some receivers that can really, really run. I think BC really needs to keep attacking through the air, and then, like I said, first, second down, be stubborn with a run.
Christian, it seemed like in the second quarter, I know a couple of things turned your direction there, but it seemed like the physicality picked up for BC in that second quarter, and they started. Stanley Smart ran a man over. You start seeing some guys trying to move the pile, trying to take that extra 5 yards, and I think that's been a staple for Danny Briz. Like, we're not going to get out-muscled by somebody, and if we can go out and smack somebody in the face, we're going to try to do it. He said it throughout the playoffs. They weren't ready for us to punch them in the mouth, so to speak, and Creekside, when you're winning 55-6 every week, how adept are you at taking one upside the chin and trying to respond? So I've noticed they kind of brought the fight a little bit more there in the last, 8 minutes or so of that first half.
I was going to say since August, Creekside hasn't given up more than 7 points. They haven't been in a true battle since August, right? This team we talked about during the pregame show, they are unbelievably talented. I'd say they're the best football team in the state of Georgia right now, right? Just with the way that they've been scoring, the way they can attack. But you got this little team from Savannah, Georgia, who's got some pretty dang good football players on it, who's been through the fires and has been through dogfights. You were in one last week with Marist that came down into the fourth quarter. You're going to get into a situation that Creekside just hasn't really been in and hasn't had a chance to answer because they haven't had to. They've been up by so much, but we talked about it. You're in that deep water, and you're two guys fighting to breathe in that deep water. One of them's been there before and had to fight and had to swim and has the experience. The other one has not been there before. Who's going to blink? And right now, BC's just staring him in the eyes.
We are at the half. It's the Bernard Williams Insurance halftime report here from the state championship. And again, big shout out to Bernard Williams Insurance. They do a great job protecting your assets and your valuables. And they have been with us for a long time, bringing you high school football coverage, and certainly with BC as we've been on these runs the last handful of years, bringing you BC football. Bernard Williams Insurance, can't thank them enough. And we are at the half, presented by Bernard Williams Insurance. We're coming right back here on Watch BC Sports.
The honor, the heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at WatchBC Sports.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
We are back here at Mercedes-Benz at the half, day one of 3 days of state championship football. We saw a heck of a football game between Lincoln County and Bowden. Bowden won their fourth in a row in dramatic fashion, tackled Lincoln County at the 3-yard line.
That was a wild one, yeah.
This one's certainly living up to the hype thus far with a back-and-forth football game. The Cadets leading 24-21 here at the half. Cadets will get the football first, and as you said, Christian, Creekside hasn't been in the locker room where they're talking about the first 5 minutes matter. BC's been in plenty of these. We're like, hey, we got to win the first 5 minutes.
Yep.
A chance to put it up 2 scores if you can go down and get in the end zone. Certainly a chance to extend it to almost a full touchdown, even if you kick a field goal. But Creekside on their end has not been in a situation where it's we got to come out of the locker room and get a stop. And otherwise it could be an interesting third quarter. And that, to me, is the key of the second half. If BC can get points, does that team panic? And if they need to throw it, I mean, you look at it, Christian, and you say, oh, they've got 76 yards passing. Again, did some against prevent defense there, but when BC knows, hey, you've got to throw it, and we actually need to keep you out of the end zone there at the end, are you going to be able to run deep patterns against the Cadets and actually move down the football field?
Yeah, and I think you mentioned kind of the situation. BC gets a score and a stop. You're in a really interesting spot there, and for Creekside, though, I think a lot of the stuff we're sitting up here talking about is stuff that guys like you and me sit up here and talk about. I think Creekside's in there saying, we just got to go play our brand of football and we'll win the football game. And it's going to come down to who can execute, who can hit harder, and who can make plays. And the problem is it's really easy to say that. You've got a bunch of 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds down there, and it's easy to get that message across when guys are in college or in the NFL. But with high school guys, the emotions can just get so heightened. We kind of saw that with some unforced errors in that first game when Bowden ends up winning that football game where you've got no timeouts, 10 seconds left, and you're throwing the football short of the end zone. So it's just in those situations, if you haven't been there before, it's hard to gauge what your reaction is going to be. But, again, if I'm in there talking to the Creekside team, I'm saying just go play your football. You're going to be fine. I think BC's in there saying the same thing. Hey, if we go play our brand of football, we'll be fine. It's just it comes down to dudes, and it comes down to making plays.
Christian, again, something that may become a development as the game goes on. Again, we're at the state championship. We do have video review capabilities here at the state championship after what happened a couple of years ago. I think it was the game right after BC made their stand. The next game came down to it, and it was, did he get in, did he not? And a lot of people say he didn't get in. It was called a touchdown with no review. Creekside used their review already, so they're done for the game. Danny Britt and company still has their review left, but we've seen a lot of times having those timeouts here in the second half so precious. Saw it with Army-Navy last week. Jeff Munkin had to burn a timeout early in the second half. Came back to cost him. Danny Britt had to burn a timeout against Marist last week. You're going, is that going to come back to cost you?
He didn't burn it, but
I understand that. Yeah, I understand that, but it got burned there against Marist, and that could have been costly. So we'll see how that happens here in the second half. But BC, if it comes down to it, can still challenge here in the second half.
Yeah, and that's going to be big. And just games like this, it always feels like it comes down to a play like that where it's so bang, bang. And what's funny is you just get used to in high school, and I kind of love it. You get used to in high school, there's not replay. So it's the call is the call, and you move on about your day and just understand, hey, this is football. You got the officials out there. You have to respect their decision. But in the biggest stage of them all, where it comes down to who's going to end up being the champion, I kind of like having the replay there for the situation you talked about where a team's clearly short of the goal line and they give them a touchdown and the other team should have won the football game, but they have to go home without a trophy. So, yeah, that moment, it's really nice that your coach has that red flag in his back pocket to challenge one of those plays and maybe save your football team, and that could prove to be massive here in the second half.
We are at the half. Got about 5 minutes or so to go, plus the warm-up period before we're ready to go here in half number 2 from Mercedes-Benz. This is Cadet Football, and this is the Bernard Williams halftime report on Watch BC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
As the world's largest lifestyle retailer of recreational boats and yachts, MarineMax is dedicated to connecting people with life-changing experiences on the water. More than just a boat retailer, MarineMax offers a complete range of services. 3518 Old Tybee Road, Thunderbolt, and online at marinemax.com. Sapelo Straw Company. With Sapelo Pine Straw, you can expect fresh, clean pine straw, fast and reliable service, and a beautifully finished yard. We take pride in neat professional work. Call 912-254-1009 or look for us online at sapelostraw.co.
We're back here at the half, the Bernard Williams Cadets halftime report. Christian, looking at the Cadets here in the first half, slow developing plays have not been the Cadets' friend. Misdirection plays where you get Creekside very aggressive to the football and you flow something either right down the middle of the field or to the backside has caught them napping.
Yeah, and it's been with some wheel routes and some creative routes off of big play actions, and a couple of them have been max protect or almost max protection. It's given Stephen Cannon just enough time to hit them. But you mentioned in the run game, slow developing plays, I think you're taking that part of the playbook and just chunking it just because you have to get the football off quickly here. But you've been able to hit some jet sweeps to the outside, some buck sweeps as well, where you're crashing down. And it's okay if the defensive end gets upfield quickly because you're already around them after the handoff. So I think that's something BC is going to stick with, but it's just got to find a little bit of help on the inside of that offensive line somewhere, somehow. And Coach Fogarty's done such a great job all season long of making adjustments when need be because you've been able to skate past it a little bit there towards the back end of the second quarter, but it's just the most devastating plays happen when you get that inside pressure.
And again, you talk about just He's had some time off. You got Reef Leonard back at center. Colin Ward kicks out to the tackle for this game after 2.5 weeks at center. How much of that in the first quarter or so was just, hey, I'm getting back up to game speed here, trying to end the state championship, no less, to try to get it done.
I think the tackles have done an okay job, and really the pressure's been up the middle. And, you had the one hold called on Colin, but I don't know if that one might have been a little ticky-tacky kind of a hold right there. And I think for the most part, those guys have done a good job stealing the edge and letting the pullers get around them. But, again, it's not knocking the guards when we say, hey, you've been getting beat. It's just you were playing the best defensive front you've played since Buford right now, and those guys are going to win every now and then. We got to limit the number of wins.
We are at the half. Creekside coming back from the locker room. Really only the kicking specialists have emerged for BC. They will get the football to start the second half. We've got about 4 minutes or so to go till the second half gets underway. We'll step aside one more time. This has been the Bernard Williams Cadets Halftime Report right here on Watch BC Sports.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at Bowtie Barbecue CO. Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
Welcome back here to Mercedes-Benz. Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel, glad to have you along here on Watch BC Sports, and we appreciate all of you who have been with us all season long. And while we have a moment, Christian, do you want to say just thank you?
Yeah.
To all the folks who have ridden up and down. Sometimes we get videos, sometimes they put the clamps on us and won't let us, but a lot of you have been with us through thick and thin each week following the cadets, and we appreciate all the kind comments of you guys enjoying the broadcast. It's a fun ride for me and Christian to follow this, and we're just up here enjoying it once again. And again, thank you for tuning in each and every Friday night with us here on Watch BC Sports.
Yeah, Danny Britt came to us about 5 years ago and said, "You guys are doing all these other games. Stop. just come do our games." And we fought it at first, but kind of fell in love with what is Benedictine and the community around it, and just the support and the overall, I just think, vibe of what you get, where it's just so supportive to each and every person who identifies as a cadet. And you got alumni who have been watching this football team for 60, 70 years, and you got some 13, 14-year-olds who are about to be cadets who have been watching them as they've been growing up. And it's just really cool to be a voice that gets to kind of paint the story of that community. And it helps that you got some really amazing football players that we get to call each and every week, and look forward to watching those guys at the next level. But yeah, man, it's a pleasure every Thursday to drive up and do the Danny Britt Show, and look forward to every single Friday. Just wake up on Monday thinking about Friday.
Absolutely. And again, while we're handing out some thanks, obviously Danny Britt for giving of his time so graciously, even after the losses. Sometimes folks don't know, coaches don't like to talk to the media after the loss.
Yeah.
And he's always been gracious with time. Certainly the Danny Britt Show, taking time out of his week to chat with us each and every week. And then Christian certainly couldn't let the broadcast end without thanking Jack Holland. And for folks
Coach Holland
that don't know, you got a good one in Jack Holland. And I think Christian and I can both say Friday nights are a lot less difficult because Jack Holland is in our corner, and he will make sure we get what we need, make sure we'll get there sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
As well. So I know he's not listening because he's nervously pacing the sidelines, but could not do it without Jack Holland. And just wanted to let you know, behind the scenes, man, he has got to be one of the best in the state at doing what he does.
I think we can just go ahead and say he is the best in the state of Georgia, and it's a pleasure working with him. I don't know if anybody gets more steps anywhere than he does on a Friday night. He's up and down Memorial Stadium every Friday night. And I feel like an annoying ex every single week, calling him 17 times just for different things. But dang it if he doesn't call me back every single time and get us what we need. So, yeah, appreciate Jack. And I think if you're looking for someone who exemplifies what BC is, it's certainly that dude right there. Humble, unbelievably hardworking, and bleeds maroon.
He certainly does. We are just about done here with not real sure why the Creekside kicker is kicking into the same end zone as BC coming out of the locker room, but there he is. Nonetheless, usually you don't see them allow that.
That's all right.
But the Cadets,
he's going to end up going that way at some point.
So the Cadets will get the football first. John Britton's going to kick one more around the officials here.
I want to thank a couple other people, Kevin. Charlie back in Savannah, holding things down, doing things on the back end for us. And then Byron Callahan down on the field for the videography. Then he's the one who all those amazing videos and just the portraits you see of the players throughout the week on our social media pages. Byron does a great job following the team around. So it's not overly easy when you work a 9 to 5 and then come out on a Friday night following a team all around the state of Georgia. But Byron does an unbelievable job. So couldn't do without those dudes on the back end. And then I'd say McKenna and Amy. We appreciate you, beautiful ladies, allowing us our Friday nights to be away from you. I know there's a million other things you'd rather be doing with us on the weekends, but you let us hang out with football players and do what we love, so we appreciate it.
And Christian gets to hang out with me, so.
I mean, that's the real bonus. Is I don't just get 3 hours of game time. I get the car rides with Kevin, too, and boy, do we unload. If there's an FBI agent who has your car bugged, he's banging his head on a table because our conversations are amazingly annoying. Are we talking about Georgia Tech again? Yes, and we're going into it again and again.
Cadet's going to get this football. And Creekside hustles back to the near sideline. And they'll huddle up around Coach Dixon. And huge possession for both teams here, Christian, as we start this second half.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where you saw halftime coming up, and it seemed like at the beginning of the second quarter it couldn't come quick enough for BC, but at the end of the second quarter, you're like, dang, didn't want anything to slow down that momentum. So curious if BC can keep it rolling, and those guys, the 11 guys running on the field right now, are some fired-up Cadets.
Cadets will work right to left here in the third. It'll be Bubba Frazier, Aaron Mallard back deep, but Creekside Christian's been kicking it short, so that'd be the Stanley Smart and Chris Stokes right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, they've done an unbelievable job of poking it just close enough to the sideline to make it awkward for the Cadets. It doesn't go far, but he's doing a really good job of putting it right at the 25 and on the sideline.
Trying to see if that's Josh Washington or JoJo Sutton at the 25 on the far side. But here we go. Second half, Quad A state championship getting ready to get started. And they will pooch it right down the right side. Bubba going to catch it at the 17. He'll spin around, try to make a man miss at the 20. Not going to get out of the grasp, but he'll go down at the 19. 1st and 10 here for the Cadets to start the third quarter.
Yeah, again, it's not far, but he put some hang time on it. And he just kind of pins you in there on the sideline. At that time, great coverage. And it's one of those things where you're like, why aren't you just letting that thing go out of bounds? All it takes is one of those skipping back inbounds, and you're giving them the football.
We've got LaDamian Guyton out here. Is he going to start the second half at tight end?
And you got 24 minutes.
Yes, you're going to use them.
Yep.
So LaDamian Guyton at tight end, twin receivers to the left. Cannon out of a shotgun. They'll put Josh Washington in motion. They'll give it to Josh going to the right side. He'll cut, try to get the 20 and get turned around, give him maybe a yard on first down. And they just tried the little jet sweep, kind of that staple play, Christian, and get about a yard.
Yeah, I think BC now going to go back to their traditional formation. You just tried to overload them to one side, and Josh Washington, I like that he was the ball carrier because he's the one who's probably the best at just finding a small alley and hitting it. But now going back to a more traditional look, 11 personnel.
Put twins to the left, Bubba Frazier up top, Stanley Smart to the left of Stephen Cannon. Conaway motions over to the right. Here's the snap. Stanley Smart tries to turn the corner. He'll get upended across to 20 to the 21. So slow going. It'll be 3rd down and 8 here for the Cadets, just trying to work the belly, so to speak, here coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, pounding off the right side, and again, just run blitz from Creekside. They're flying downhill, and that's why you're able to take such advantage of them in the passing game. But we talked about it. You got to be stubborn running the football. Can't become one-dimensional. And so now BC backed up, 3rd and a long 8.
Power formation to the right. Stanley Smart to the right of Stephen Cannon. On 3rd and 8. Here's the snap. Stephen looking, got some pressure, and lost a football and fell back on it at the 10. Oh, disaster averted. And that thing was blown up from the word go. I think they were trying to wait for Bubba to come streaking across about 15 deep and didn't have enough time.
Yeah, at that time, just a corner blitz from the nickel position, and he had Stephen Cannon teed up and gets there, takes the football away, but fortunately it fell right at Stephen Cannon's feet. So now BC going to set Creekside up with nice field position.
Stephen Cannon standing right in the middle of the end zone. Needs to uncork a good one. Did not have a good first punt. Here's the snap. Cannon going to get it off. Kind of a wobbly end over end. Should take a nice BC roll. It does. Inside the
That's
50.
Huge.
And they'll touch it up at the 47 of Creekside. So Cannon with a good punt there to get it out of the shadow of the goal line. And now it goes to the BC defense to hold up here early in this 3rd.
Yeah, back to a traditional defense because that last drive was interesting to say the least. Went to a formation we really haven't seen, which was it looked like a dime, but playing it more like a prevent style defense where only rushing 3, dropping 8, and Creekside was able to pick it apart pretty easily. But now back to their traditional defense and just got to stick and be gown sap here and hold this team.
And Benson has played it smart at the quarterback spot. He'll step out in the shotgun. Got a running back. They'll motion out to the left. Here's the snap. He'll keep it right back up the middle. Gavin Smith grabs a hold, and he'll lean ahead across the 50 to the 49, but slowed up by Gavin Smith. A gain of 5 on first down. It'll be 2nd and 5.
I was going to say, just the fact he was able to lean forward that much is surprising because Gavin was able to get his arms around him about a yard past the line of scrimmage, but good job keeping the legs moving. And he's not an overly big quarterback, but he's strong.
Excuse me. Benson got trips up top to the left. He'll motion a receiver across the formation. Twins either side. Snap. Here's the give. Off the left side. Cam Cody strings it out, and then it's shut down. Jaden Houston after a yard
don't know about that
or
spot.
2. They mark him at the 45 of BC, so a big 3rd down and about 3 right here upcoming.
Yeah, I think it's 2 down territory almost certainly for Creekside, but that time Cam Cody just drove 2 guys into the backfield and blew that one up, forced him to arch it, and I don't know how he was able to pick up 2 yards.
They're going to stretch BC out here. They got 4 wide. Somebody's on the field that shouldn't be. They get him off. Here's the snap. Quarterback. Oh, there's wide open back to the near side. Breaks a tackle, and he's gone. 20, 15, 10, 5 touchdown. BC did not have the right personnel and got outflanked. I think everybody in the stadium knew what was going to happen. And poor tackling gets Creekside back on top, 27-24.
And what makes that so frustrating is you're trying to substitute right there, and Danny Britt's furious right now on the sideline. You're trying to substitute, and you were down a man on the left side, and that's exactly where they run. Just cannot do that against this football team.
And it's been big plays for Creekside. That one a 40-yard touchdown run or a 45-yard touchdown run.
It's just overcomplicating things.
Here's the point after the kick is up, and it is good. 28-24, Creekside takes the lead right back with 8:42 to go here in the 3rd. Cadets will get the ball back. This is Cadet Football Watch BC Sports presented by Cash and Carry.
Want to make some extra cash just by sitting on your couch? At Cash and Carry in Savannah, Georgia, we buy any car, no matter the condition, and take it right off the road. Just visit the link, enter your car details, and get an instant offer. Cash and Carry, turning cars into cash without leaving your couch.
Well, Creekside answered quickly, and they lead it 28-24. Just outflanked the Cadets on 3rd and 4, and Benson took it all the way in for a touchdown. Now they'll pooch it back here to the near side. This is going to be caught. Oh, and bobbled out of bounds. Aaron Mallard hit off his shoulder pad, went out at the 20. So all things considered, nothing hurt too bad. But it'll be 1st and 10 here for BC, and got to do a better job here on this offensive series.
Yeah, and again, you just try to go run, pass, and Creekside kind of guessed everything you had thrown at them. So you're doing such a good job of misdirection there the last half of that second quarter. Got to get back to some of that.
So here comes the offense. Now it's BC's turn to answer. And looking for a way to grab the momentum back. They'll come out flex bone out of a shotgun. Stanley Smart offset of Stephen Cannon. 5-man front for Creekside. They'll give it Josh Washington. He's got a block. Was missed there and brought down at the 20. Noah Brainerd just couldn't get out and sustain the block.
Yeah, I was going to say, just got to hold that block for just a second because you had a first down right there.
Instead, it goes as a no gain. You just move it to the far hash, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Again, better job. You got a hat on a hat, and Josh Washington was moving, but just if you hold that block for another half a second, you're good.
Same formation. And again, Creekside walking guys up. Here's the snap. They'll play action this time, looking for Bubba Stevens. Flushed and throws it away. Otherwise, he was going to be sacked inside the 10. Did they say he was down? Or are they going to put it back up at the 20?
They stopped the clock. He got past the line of scrimmage. Should be 3rd and 10.
I was just wondering if his knee touched while he was trying to throw it away.
And again, instantaneous pressure right there.
Oh, I think his knee was down.
And
they can't challenge.
No challenge.
Cadets changing personnel. They're going to bring in Cole Henderson at one of those slot receivers here on 3rd and 10.
And it's got to be quick developing right here.
And what do we have?
Going to call an official review?
Who instigates that?
Well, I mean, the booth might.
Waiting to hear from the head official.
Yeah, they're going to review it. He was down.
So this is going to go back to the 10. It's going to be 3rd and 20. Is that a booth review situation?
Yeah, I think they initiated that.
I mean, it's up. Yeah, you can see the replay there.
Yeah, it's clear as day. His knee's down before he gets rid of the football.
At the 9, so it's going to be a little farther than that.
And it's been a game of kind of teeter-tottering momentum, and right now, clearly on Creekside's side.
Been a heavyweight fight so far through 2+ quarters. And again, this is not where you want to be back at your 9, because now you got to be careful. You want to try to get a first down, obviously, but any mistake here would be huge down 4. And again, just the downfield passing, Christian, when it takes so long to develop, they're sending an extra guy, and BC just can't keep Stephen clean.
No, and what the adjustment from Creekside has been is in those pass situations, it's coming from his blind side. And so BC sending, it's how you've gotten back into this game, but you're sending your running back and your tight end downfield into passing routes. And so it's 5-on-7, 5-on-6 sometimes. So you can't match it up. You just got to get rid of the football.
So still in a long review here. I mean, but we saw it here on the Jumbotron. I think the ball's going to go back to the 9-yard line.
I think back to the 9 and probably looking at where the clock needs to be.
Yeah, 3rd and 21 is what this will probably be. Just waiting for him to – he's still on the headset. We saw some reviews earlier that got everybody all upset with the Lincoln County and Bowden games.
Right.
Even with the review. But again, the coaches get one challenge. Creekside already used theirs.
Which I don't understand that if you're just going to buzz down. But
yeah. So we're still waiting. They're taking all kinds of time here. Now the head official's talking with another one. Let's see. So actually 1 yard farther back, going to put him at the 8. It's going to be 3rd down and 22.
Yeah, clock will start at the official signal.
And now it's important to get it out of there. even if you get 7-8 yards, just so you're not punting from your goal line.
Right. Yeah, you're just looking for something quick, little gapper, pick up something, and then maybe if you break a tackle, maybe.
Haven't seen much of the quick
But
bubble
also,
screens.
Kevin, I'm looking down here, and you got Bubba Frazier one-on-one. Do you just take a shot?
Try to draw a pass interference. Let him run, go get it. Let's
still
see.
be 3rd and 6, but yeah. Oh, now they rotate a safety over the top.
Here's the snap. Cannon looking on a straight drop. Going to step up in the pocket, roll, and it's going to be sacked at the 1 yard line. And again, the slow developing pass plays, and Cannon's got no time, and now you're in a world of hurt because they give him forward progress to the 2, but Steven's going to punt this from 8 yards deep in the end zone.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Creekside sends the house, and they're going to end up with the football around the 30 or 40-yard line if Steven's able to get the football away. But that one, I put on Steven a little bit, just a 2-man route, and you're trying to step up, and you haven't been able to step up all night. If it's not there, just boot and throw it away.
So Steven is way back there in the end zone, 9 yards deep. Only one man back for Creekside. They're not going to come after this, it wouldn't appear. Here's the snap. Cannon gets it away, a wobbly punt off to the left. It's going to hit and go sideways. Yeah, tough punt at the 30. So huge field position here for Creekside. And now the onus on BC to step up once again on the defensive side.
Yep, 29-yard line. So, I mean, still able to get a almost 30-yard punt out of there and flip some kind of field position because it could have been a lot worse, but still putting your defense in a really tough situation.
So the onus now on A.J. DePhillips to figure out what can we block and execute. Creekside's made their adjustments. How do you figure out how to counter that?
Yeah, and just need defense to come with a stand here first.
They'll go twins up top. 2 running backs, one on either side of Benson. Here's the snap on first down. They'll run it power to the left side. Cadets string it out. Houston, Cam Cody, and LaDamian Guyton there to stop it after a gain of about 3 at the 26. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, nice job just kind of building the fence right there from the defense, and good job wrapping up, but still about 3 yards right there. I think Creekside okay. A, working clock, but B, staying in front of the sticks.
They're going to put trips out here wide, try to stretch BC out again.
And Bubba Frazier and Amari Burson at corner. I think BC kind of go in with a dime formation here.
Benson out of a shotgun. Got it back to his right. They'll power here to the near side, trying to turn the corner. And he's got a seam and just driving the pile inside the 20 to the 18. That'll be a 1st down.
Yeah, that time Houston from his linebacker spot tried to undercut it, but when the quarterback's moving at that speed, you're just not going to catch up if you try to go underneath. You just got to stick your nose in there. Just we talked about how well they did it the other play, just build in the fence and just trust that your other guys are going to get there. I think your inside linebacker shot a gap too soon, and that's why they're able to pick up so much yardage.
They'll flip the formation, trips to the wide side. Benson out of a shotgun looking to throw it. He'll throw it on a wheel route. It's up, and it's caught. Touchdown. They put, who was that, Paul out of the backfield.
Yep.
No, that was, that was Kelly. And he just ran a wheel out, got in coverage, I think, on Larson Little and just lofted it over his head for a touchdown.
Yeah, they just matched you up right there. Knew you were in man coverage, and they go running back on inside linebacker and safety. Mackay could not get over in time. Just really well executed drive right there.
And 34-24. And what momentum BC had in the locker room, they've given it all right back. They now trail it by 10. With the point after on the way. And the kick is up, and it is good. 35-24. Cadets got some work to do with 5:53 to go here in the 3rd quarter. This is Cadets football presented by Cash and Carry.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Back here at Mercedes-Benz, Cadets in a hole again here in the third quarter. Looking for some answers, Christian Gocal, as they have not been able to do anything but go backwards here in the third period.
Yeah, it's been a game of swings. Creekside starts up 21-3. BC scores 21 unanswered points, and now Creekside's answered with a dominating 6 minutes of their own. So BC got to figure out something offensively, because you cannot afford another 3 and out and just continue to be buried on your side of the field. If nothing else, you got to flip field position here and start trying to go back to work. But for Creekside, we talked about it. I don't think they needed adjustments when they went in at halftime. I think they just went in and said, hey, let's just go play our game. And when BC's been able to take advantage, I think it's when Creekside's kind of dropped off into coverage. When they've been sent to the house, BC's really struggled to answer.
Waiting in the prolonged timeout here. And now the onus just on the offense, as you said, Christian, it's same kind of the way the game started. It's slow developing plays. You just can't block them long enough to let Bubba and some of those guys get 20, 25 yards down the field.
Right. And we've seen the adjustment be, hey, we're going to go two-person routes, but if it's covered up, you can't just continue to sit there. So some of it's been on the offensive line, some of it's been on the quarterback, but again, it's just, I think you can summarize it as you're playing a really good defense.
Aaron Mallard and Bubba Frazier back deep. But Creekside been content to kind of pooch it up short. I would imagine they'll do that here again. They'll do it right down the middle of the field. It's going to be taken over there by Cole Henderson.
Oh, there you go.
He goes across the 30 to the 32-yard line. That's where BC will take over 1st and 10. And maybe a drive of the game right here. Christian got to do something.
Yeah, and got to give the defense a chance to breathe a little bit here. And we talked about, if nothing else, kind of flip field position. And that time, really more of a pooch kick than a directional kick. So you're starting in pretty good territory here, 32-yard line. That last drive ended on your 1.
Yeah. Power I formation here for BC. Stanley Smart is your fullback. Bubba Frazier tail of that I. Cannon under center. They'll run the toss. And that's Josh Washington tries to get to the outside. He'll get 3, maybe 4 off the right on 1st down to bring up 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, don't hate that. Just putting yourself in ahead of the sticks right there, about a 3-yard gain from Josh, and better job kind of sealing the edge a little bit, but still Creekside just flying downhill.
Cadets will go 4 wide here. No, 5 wide. They'll put Stanley Smart out left. Cannon all by himself. Creekside playing man up, it would appear. Here's the snap to Steven. Looking. He's going to quarterback draw straight up the middle, and he'll fall ahead to the 35, only a gain of about 2.
I don't love that spot. I feel like he got more than that, but still, nice job by Creekside collapsing the pocket. They're really, really athletic, and they sniffed out that quarterback draw.
So 3rd down and 7. Cadets looking for that spark here in the second half. They'll go 5 wides again here on 3rd down.
Got Josh Washington one-on-one at the bottom.
They'll motion Stanley Smart, now circling back. Here's the snap to Cannon. Looking. Got a man underneath. It's Mallard. They tried to run the screen, and Creekside snuffed that out. He maybe gets 3 inches on it. It'll be 4th down, and BC is going to have to punt the football.
Yeah.
Just can't get anything downfield.
No, and you just kind of get a little return motion going. And, again, I think you take anything in the middle 7, right? Like 1 to 7 yards down the middle, and you just throw that away right now, play calling wise. They're committing so many guys, and you've tried to run 2 tunnel screens, and both times they've just been sitting there waiting for it. So it's going to have to be on the edge. That's how you've gotten back into this football game, and now you're going to ask your defense to come back out again after 3 and out.
Steven needs to uncork one here. Here's the snap. Cannon. Quick kicks it. Low line driver. Going to take a nice roll inside the 25. Cadets will let it keep going. Will that reach the 20? Yes, it will. They'll touch it up there. 4:05 to go here in the 3rd, and the Cadet defense needs a big stand right here, Christian.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you have 16 minutes left of high school football for a lot of these guys. ain't nobody should be tired right now. So go out there. You got to sell out on every play from here on out. And, again, discipline. I think BC, when they go back and watch the tape, the coaching staff going to kind of be hitting themselves in the head a little bit saying, why did we try to overcomplicate that? So just play your defense. You've been unbelievable all season and just execute it.
Cadets trying to get lined up. Twins either side here on first down from the 20 of Creekside. Snap to Benson. No play action. Throw it out in the flat. Run to the tunnel screen. It's going to be caught and out across the 30 to the 32. And Christian, as the game's kind of played out here, that's been the difference. Cadets making contact and getting drugged for 3 or 4 yards, and that moves the chains.
Yeah, and they do a really good job of hitting that on time, and it's coming back underneath. BC's got a guy down, it looks like, but they come back on time, and you have guys blocking really hard downfield, and you shedding 1 or 2 tackles, and it turns into a first down.
Looks like a cramp over there on the far side. Can't see who
Jaden
that is.
Houston, your inside linebacker, and he's had to run a lot tonight.
Going to be 1st and 10 out of the 33-yard line of Creekside.
And you've been playing 3 inside linebackers all night, so you really don't have another guy with a ton of experience to come in there and play that slot.
And slow moving off the sideline, that is Houston. Hopefully he'll be able to return. But Christian, as you know, once those start, they're tough.
Oh, yeah. It's 27 degrees outside. I think it's about 75 in here.
So they bring in Rasheem Jackson. You got Cole Schumann out there. He'll move out and have to play coverage. And this is where they're trying to outflank BC all night long. Power formation to the right, trips way out wide to the right, and they'll just quarterback keep it. That time Jameer Lee is there, is not going to let go, and a sack. I guess technically just a tackle for a loss behind the sticks. It'll be 2nd down and about 11.
Yeah, that's a great job by Jameer. We just talked about missing tackles. He wrapped up right there because if he didn't, the quarterback was going to be able to fall forward for 5 or 6 yards. So really, really nice job from your big defensive lineman.
Same formation here for Creekside. They're just trying to outnumber you here to the right. Quarterback Benson all by himself. He'll take the snap. Now he'll straight drop looking. Has a man over the middle. And it's going to be caught. And just got it over the linebacker. Makes a man miss. And still on his feet into BC territory. And still on his feet down to the 26-yard line. Wrapped up by Larson Little. And give Benson credit. He just threaded a needle over the top of the linebacker in there and made the completion. And down to the BC 26 they go.
I was going to say, Kevin, just an unbelievable throw. BC had coverage right there, but just layered it over 2 guys and in between the safety. Big-time stuff from the quarterback.
Same formation here again for Creekside. As Benson by himself in the backfield. He'll take the snap. Power football right up the middle. Cam Cody and company hit him. But again, kind of like triple option football. You got 1.5 yards right up the middle. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
And more importantly, working that clock. You got a 2-possession lead right now, and you got to feel like they're able to score a touchdown again. BC's in a world of hurt.
Aaron Mallard now coming in on defense to play corner. So BC going both directions with a number of guys. 2nd down. Here's Benson out of a gun. He's going to throw it. Throw it one-on-one up the left side. Has a man caught. Was he out of bounds? No.
Way out.
They went right after Aaron Mallard, who was running step for step with him, and out of bounds was the receiver. They'll do it again, 3rd down, and they call it 8.
Yeah, now probably 2-down territory right here for Creekside. And if I had to imagine, you're going to see 2 run plays, try to cut it in half on the first one and then execute on the second on the 4th down. But that time, nice job by Aaron coming in and using the sideline as his friend. You had Mackay coming over the top, didn't hold, and just used that boundary.
You've got Ced Kelly behind Benson here on 3rd and 7. They'll give it to Kelly. He'll stutter step to the left and stop, pulled down by Mallard, and then cleaned up there by LaDamian Guyton. It'll be 4th down and 3, and I don't even think this is a question they're going to go for.
No,
this.
They're going to absolutely go for it for BC. This is season on the line type stuff.
And they'll bunch everybody in. One receiver way out left, out of a pistol look for Benson on 4th and 2. BC was not lined up. They cut back inside.
What a cut.
What a cut inside. He's going to run for a touchdown. Walker, that's Kelly, cut back inside and ran 22 yards for a touchdown. just made the linebacker commit and broke off his hip and got it in the end zone untouched.
I think, Kevin, that's elite stuff right there from the running back. BC really sold out to shut down the edge and just 2-hop jump cut back inside and nobody home on the middle of the defense for BC. That was elite stuff from the running back.
So now for the point after. And the Cadets are in big trouble here. Down 18 if this point after is good. And somebody moved for Creekside. And again, just haven't been able to do anything offensively here in the second half.
No, defense feels like they've been on the field for the entire third quarter. It's because they have. I mean, there's no gimmicks with this Creekside team, man. They're straight in your face. It's downhill, and it's
They're going to say BC jumped offside, so they're going to move it down a yard.
But downhill physical, well-coached, and just dominating at the line of scrimmage. That's tough to beat. And BC having a hard time here in this third quarter.
So the point after upcoming here for Creekside. The snap and the kick is up, and it is good. 42-24. Cadets falling behind more here in the third. Got to find some offense. We're coming right back. This is Cadets football on Watch BC Sports.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
We are back here at Mercedes-Benz. 93 seconds to go here in the third. Cadets have struggled to get out of their own end zone here in the third quarter. And they need to make something happen here in a hurry. Let's see what the Seminoles decide to do. They've been content directional kind of pooch kicking it all night long. And they'll do that again over to the right. It'll come down Bubba Frazier at the 20. Out across the 25, 30. Bubba lowers the shoulder out across the 37 to the 38. That's where the Cadets will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, got to get something going. And I think something you haven't seen, which you're going to have to rely on now that you're down 3 scores here with about 13 minutes to go, you got to let those wide receivers on the outside go to work a little bit and just try to route somebody up and hit something deep. But right now, with over a quarter to go, I think you're still in your offense, and you're just trying to execute, get down, and put some kind of points on the board.
Twins to the left, Cannon in the shotgun. He'll put Bubba in motion, giving him trips. Here's the snap. Steven looking. Throws it up left side. There's Josh Washington, and just a little too strong. There was the shot you were talking about.
Better pocket that time, and Josh had a step just a little long from Steven Cannon. But like I said, better job by the offensive line in pass pro.
You had to keep Stanley Smart in. Got a max protect there to try to get something going.
I don't hate it. Now you're trying to cut this in half here on 2nd down, getting the 3rd manageable. But, I mean, Kevin, when do you get into 4-down territory?
Well, I mean, your defense hadn't been able to get off the field here. Been gashed for some big plays.
All right, so now you got Aaron Mallard one-on-one at the bottom.
Here's the snap to Cannon. They'll play action give to Josh Washington on a counter, and that's going to go maybe a yard at most. It'll be 3rd and 9. Just no running lanes at all.
No, and just the inside the tackle stuff has just not been there tonight, and really a disciplined front. They're doing a lot of stunting is Creekside, but they do it really well. And you just have not been able to get any kind of movement north and south.
Four wides, Twins either side for Cannon. As the final 45 seconds of the third quarter. Here's the snap. Steven. Straight drop. Has to flush out of the pocket here to the near side.
Hold on BC.
And it's going to throw it. Going to be incomplete. thought they were going to throw the flag for interference. He kept it in his pocket, and no doubt Creekside will decline this, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm curious if they decline it, does Danny Britt go for it?
Yeah.
I'm Creekside with how well my defense has been playing. I might back him up and make him go for it again on third down.
Yeah, they declined it. It's going to be 4th and 10. And I think Danny Britt sees it's that time of the ball game. We got
No, he's going to send the punt team.
Nope. I thought they were going to. They haven't run him on yet, even though Stephen
the whole
Cannon,
offense is off.
And here they come.
They haven't started the play clock.
Larson Little will be your leg protector here for Stephen Cannon. And obviously, at this stage of the game, you've got to get off the field. Can't afford to have even 2 or 3 first downs and they kick it back to you. So the snap to Cannon. Puts a foot into it. High hanging punt. Going to be fair caught at the 31-yard line. That's where Creekside will take over. 1st and 10 with just under 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
And this is do or die time now for the defense. Kind of get an extra timeout with the change of quarter right here, but Creekside with a chance to kind of melt this quarter away and limit the number of possessions BC gets. You're going to need 3, and with the way they're running the football, that might be asking a lot.
And again, it hasn't been necessarily anything flashy for the most part for Creekside. It's just been, we're going to give ourselves numbers over here, and we're going to run that way. And the Cadets have not been able to stop forward progress. That's been the other problem. 1st and 10. Benson, play action. They're going to try to set up the screen. They do underneath, and it's dropped. Boy, that was fortunate.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They had it set up beautifully and just dropped by said Kelly.
Yeah, that was going for at least 15 before anybody touched them, and that's if anybody touched them. But kind of a double win for BC. You avoid the big gainer right there, but also you stop the clock, which matters as crazy as it sounds in the third quarter.
I guess maybe Creekside thinking, hey, worth a shot to try something there.
You had to imagine BC thought was just going to sell out to stop the run.
And here's a quarterback keeper straight ahead. He busts through, and on second effort, Gavin Smith brings him down at the 38. But not before he gets 6, and that'll take us to the fourth quarter. It'll be 3rd and 4 for BC, and probably the play of the ball game for that Cadet defense coming back into the fourth quarter.
Except they don't snap it again.
They lined up quick, and you see Benson saying, no, we're going to the fourth quarter. So we go to the fourth. Cadets behind the 8 ball. 3rd and 4. Got to get off the field when we come back. This is BC football presented by Cash and Carry.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebbq.co.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
Welcome back here to Mercedes-Benz as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Cadets in a bad way, down 42-24. It'll be 3rd down and 4 from the Creekside 38-yard line. And Christian, interesting decision here for Mo Dixon. You got a 3-possession lead to sit on. Are you banking I can get 4 yards in 2 plays here if you don't get this?
I mean, almost certainly.
Because BC's offense has done nothing in the second half, so you can kind of put it on your defense, if you will.
Yeah, if you get any kind of plus yardage here, and it's funny because Creekside's lined up ready to rock and roll here, and we got dancing Chick-fil-A cows in the opposite end zone.
We're waiting for the herd to get off the field. We're going to be eating more beef if they don't get off the field.
I ain't lying.
So 3rd down and 4. And again, Christian, I think if you're Galen Houston, Danny Britt, you got to play defense for 2 plays here is what I'm thinking.
100%. As the officials shepherd the cows off the field. They're just going to stay out there until you tell them to move.
To move. Sorry.
Don't do it.
Trips up top for Creekside. 1 receiver to the left. Here's Benson out of a shotgun on 3rd and 4. Takes the snap, straight drop. Looking, going to throw it up left side. Man is wide open and incomplete. Boy, yeah, Jonathan Black all turned around. And I think he actually had his receiver turned around a little bit and just threw it to the wrong shoulder.
And Benson's slow to get up right now, which could be significant in terms of this 4th down decision.
They're going to go for this. So Cadets on 4th and 4. And again, we saw Bowden kind of do a snap to the quarterback and a pooch punt, but
I wonder if you just get a hard count here, try to draw BC off.
So Benson will step up. He's got twins up top, twins to the bottom. Everybody kind of close to the hash here. Here's the snap. He's going to throw it. BC comes with the blitz, throws it underneath, and intercepted! Jonathan Black's got another pick. Ball was tipped by the running back, and Jonathan Black picks it off at the 31-yard line, his 2nd pick of the night, and now BC's got to make something happen here.
Yeah, and Benson's kind of scraping himself off the turf again. He's taking big hits on back-to-back plays. BC just coming with 0 blitzes both times, but Jonathan Black staying in phase with his guy and able to come up with it. I think, honestly, if he had dropped it, he would have been a yard forward, but still momentum play right there from your sophomore cornerback, 2nd pick of the game. And now BC, if you needed a quick strike, they just gave you field position.
Why are you throwing it? I'm kind of surprised. The way they've run it down the throat of BC, you got 270 yards rushing nearly.
It's hard to question any decision with as well as their defense has been playing. But still, if BC needed a play, there it was.
So the plus 32 here for the Cadets. But they've gone backwards a lot here in the second half. 4 wides for BC. Cannon, straight drop, looking, blitz up in his face. He's going to scramble here to the near side and throw it out of bounds and into the Creekside bench. And just taking too long to get routes open.
Yeah, and you're trying to go deep that time, and they looked like they were going to be in press man coverage, but they bailed into a zone. I think that paused Steven for just a second, but like you said, Kevin, it's got to be 1-2 ball out, and Steven Cannon kind of sitting back there trying to wait for these to develop, and you don't have that kind of time right now.
2nd down and 10. Out of the flex zone, Cannon looking, going to throw it up the near sideline. Looking here, near end zone. Aaron Mallard caught, touchdown! What a catch! Aaron Mallard at the pylon, don't get a flag. Kind of stood up flexing. And Steven Cannon hits him right at the pylon for a BC touchdown. And that had to happen. You had to score quick. Cadets do it, and it's 42-30 now. See if Cadets want to go for two. They're going to kick the field goal.
And I think they're going to probably take a look at it, but to me, for all the world, like a catch and slot fade right there, one-on-one, Aaron Mallard, that's a touchdown all day.
Yeah, just went up and high-pointed the football. No need to review that.
I mean, that's elite stuff. Somebody offer that young man.
Parker Lewis, the point after is up and good. Cadets
not dead yet.
Are back within 11. They got to make something happen here. As they keep fighting, as you would expect they would.
And again,
would you Danny Britt special here?
I think you kick deep at this point, but Benson slow to get up those last few plays, and he's run the rock a lot tonight, but just something to keep an eye on because he's really been the Achilles heel so far this BC's defense where you have everything you feel like locked up and then the quarterback's all of a sudden breaking something. So with him a little slowed right now.
Yeah, Benson's 140 yards on the ground.
Yeah, I think BC, if there was some kind of advantage defensively, that might be it. But it's hard to stop this offense. And what a throw from Stephen Cannon. I mean, the corner had a good step on it, and Aaron Mallard was behind the corner when the ball was thrown, but just trusting the speed of 13 and putting it right on that pylon.
Here's a kick right up the right hash, going to come down at the 5 and across the 10, 15, coming here to the near side. Makes a man miss at the 20, and 25 shoved out of bounds. Benton out at the 34-yard line. So Creekside with good field position here to start this drive, still early in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think you kind of missed a block in the back right there, and that's something you're going to see a lot when they come all the way back across the field. But nice job by Brenton just getting there and playing that safety spot from kicking it and getting them out of bounds.
So now the Cadet defense got to stand up one more time. Receiver either side. They got an H-back to the left. Walker offset of Benson. They'll give it straight ahead. Walker and Cam Cody going to grab him.
God, goes for a ride, though.
He's just riding him out to the 40. That's a gain of about 6 on first down. They'll mark him back at the 39, so second down and 5.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot. You don't see Cam Cody keep moving once he gets hit, but give credit, man. Tough Creekside team.
Same formation. I imagine they're going to ride the belly again. Here's Benson. He'll give it. Walker again. Straight
Counter.
ahead. Huge hole up the middle. Breaks a tackle at the 50. Trying to hang on. And there is Makai Williams bringing him down at the 35. And it's just chunk plays for Creekside on the ground.
Yeah, same formation, same look, but that time they kind of double team with the near side center and guard and pull the backside guard for a counter play right there. BC overcommitted to the strong side, and they gapped you right there. Wyatt Esterbrook stepping down to make a tackle in the alley, missed him. Unfortunately, Makai has the kind of speed he does, but that was a touchdown.
And Creekside in no hurry here. We got Walker offset of Benson. They'll give it to Walker again. They'll try to bounce it outside, and he'll fall down.
Yeah, good job.
At about the 26, staying in bounds, keep the clock moving.
I'm about to say he took all 53.5 yards wide of the field and used every single inch of it and able to get around the edge before Guyton could get him and then fell down inbounds to keep the clock rocking.
So second down and 2 after an 8-yard gain. And again, this is the point of the game where Creekside's not in any hurry whatsoever.
Yeah, and if you're able to hold them to a field goal, it keeps it as a 2-score game.
Play clock down towards 10. Here's Benson. He'll give it to Walker again. Try it off the right side, and he'll have the first down.
I mean, it's so good.
Inside the 25 down to the 22, so move the chains there. And again, this is just straight power football. They haven't changed the formation. Just kind of deciding if it's going to be a counter or a delayed give.
And it's great you get the touchdown the way that you did, but unfortunately that drive only took 2 plays, and your defense is right back on the field.
Now they're going to go diamond look. They got two H-backs up there behind the guards. Walker is standing behind Benson. So this is old school power football here on first down. Here's the give to Walker. You just plow off the right side inside the 20, and that
was better.
The issue most of the time is they hit the line and they fall ahead.
But only for 2 yards that time, and that was more disciplined up front for BC, and you had linebackers scraping over the top to get there and make the tackle. I think that was Larson Little who was able to get there and wrap them up, but going to need more of that. Got to win inside.
So 2nd down and 9 here for Creekside. They're staying power formation to the right. Quarterback will keep it off to the right. They stack it up and turn it around. LaDamian Guyton got his mitts on him and slung him backwards. Going to lose it back to the 22. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, that time they, just to keep the quarterback run going, they put a running back there at 5, was the ball carrier that time, just to try to go 11-on-11 football. But that time Guyton did a great job beating his man at the point of attack and wrapping up. I mean, he's, I think, probably had his best game as a cadet tonight.
So now the numbers game. Trips way out to the right. One receiver to the left. They got Walker. Or make that Eric Paul to the left. They'll snap. They're going to throw it. Looking in his face. Got pressure. They leak a man up there. And
great coverage
there by Larson.
Walk away, Larson. Goodness gracious.
And that'll bring up 4th down. I think Creekside might go for this.
I would agree with that. I think that play call kind of signaled it.
And if you're BC, you need to hold here. And they kind of did you a favor, stopping the clock. Again, you outside the field goal range. And they're going to go for this.
Yeah, if Creekside, you're kind of playing with house money right here. If you don't pick it up, they're still around their 20-yard line. Then you could get a pass interference call.
Trips out to the right. They're trying to outflank BC again. Benson going to take the snap. He's going to look to throw. Flush, throws out here to the near side. It's caught, and a tackle made it the 15. That's going to be short. Oh, they marked him up at the 13. That's going to be awfully close.
But still, it's going to be short.
Did BC hold? Danny Britt running down there to get a look. That's going BC's way.
What a tackle. They just run a comeback route, and Benson's down again.
Literally by a length of the football.
A huge tackle right there. I think it was Wyatt Estabrook.
So now 7:33, the Cadets. And I think we're going to have a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry right here on Watch BC Sports.
Dead or alive, we want your car. No matter the condition, running smooth or barely rolling, Cash and Carry in Savannah will buy it right off the road. Visit us now, get your instant offer, and turn that ride into cash today. We buy cars, any condition.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Back here at Mercedes-Benz, Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel here with you, 7:33 to go. Cadets will have the football, but they are 87 yards from pay dirt and down 11. So obviously you'd love to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but either way, this drive has to end in at least 3, Christian.
100%. And again, Parker Lewis already has hit one tonight, but again, you need 6. And you got some really, really talented skill guys out there that can get it done.
Question is Creekside just going to send the house on you down here?
And Kevin, here's all you need to know about this football game so far. Rushing yards, Creekside 310, Benedictine 53.
So here we go, 7:33 to go off the 13-yard line. They got Stanley Smart to the right of Stephen Cannon. One deep safety for Creekside here on first down. They'll put Bubba Frazier in motion. Here's the snap. Steven looking, He'll throw it out to Bubba and just threw it to the wrong shoulder. If he throws it a little farther out, that's a foot race with Bubba Frazier, and you feel pretty good about that one.
And I think here you're clearly in 2-down territory now, down 2 possessions, 7 minutes to go.
I got to get something here in terms of yardage. Can't afford to be 3rd and 15, 16 here. They'll put Conaway to the sideline. They'll bring in another receiver. It's going to be Cole Henderson. They'll give Steven 4 receivers into formation. Twins either side. Everybody up close within 10 yards of the football. Here's the snap. Cannon, play action. Going to be flush, step up in the pocket, looking. He'll throw it underneath.
Oh, it's got to be a flag.
In and out of the hands. Had a man streaking across the field. That was Aaron Mallard, incomplete. That would have been a first down. Now it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, he had a guy tagging on his arm as he was trying to make that catch, but, I mean, they just haven't called that all night on either team, so don't expect they'll start calling it now. Yeah, 11 was right in his back. But, again, the play action right there, they know you're throwing it. It's just give Steven a half second longer.
.722. Need a first down. Keep this drive going. Late stunt from Creekside. And what do we have? Timeout called by Creekside?
They haven't signaled. There you go.
Yeah, Creekside wants a timeout. And again, Christian, this is interesting territory. If you don't get this, if you go for it and don't get it on 4th down, you almost feel like you're giving Creekside a touchdown. But you're down 2 scores. You can't afford to punt it and have them burn up 4 minutes and come down, and even if they don't score at that point.
Yeah, I mean, 7.5 minutes. The fact you have all 3 of your timeouts, I think, might be a decider there. But with that in mind, I think what happens on this next play kind of dictates that. If you pick up 7 yards, I'd probably say go for it. But if you have another incompletion and it's 4th and 10, and you've had 3 straight incompletions, I might consider punting it.
And hope you get off the field. But you're obviously in danger of potentially not getting the football back at that point.
And putting your defense just right back out onto the field.
So if you're A.J. DePhillips, again, here in the second half, kind of the similar problems. You haven't had the opportunity to let stuff develop deep consistently. And when you try to be short sideline to sideline, Creekside snuffed that out, and it's been 1 yard, 2 yards. And obviously that's not going to get it done here.
No, and you're looking for your best winner right now, just whatever's in the playbook that you keep hidden back there that you just feel the most confident with. That's what you're dialing up right now.
All right, so play A.J. DePhillips. What do you feel most confident with?
Something quick and just trust the run after catch from one of your receivers. I mean, you don't have time for drag routes to develop. You don't have time for the deep dig routes to develop. Either something quick on the sideline or some kind of slant over the middle.
If you're Creekside, they've been pretty content to play press coverage. They're confident in their speed on the outside. They've not really been 8 to 10 yards off the ball very much. Obviously, I would imagine Coach Dixon told them, hey, you can't have anything cheap or deep here.
Right.
On 3rd down. So here we go out of the timeout from the 13-yard line. Cadets need to 23.
They're showing pressure.
They'll back a linebacker out of there. Now they're walking back up. Here's the snap to Cannon. Looking, he'll go out towards the corner. He's got Bubba Frazier and threw it too far. And had 2 men. He was behind both of them, but just 4 or 5 yards too far for Bubba.
Well, and 10 yards downfield, they were kind of hand fighting, and that's just really good coverage from the corner right there, and that was just enough to slow them down. I think BC's got the punt team ready.
I think this is one of those where if you go for it and don't get it, you're almost gifting them a touchdown.
Right.
And on some level, you would say that might even be the play is just let them score. So you can potentially have the ball enough to get it. Now, Cannon is the punter, but I would be very surprised if you fake it here. He's going to punt from his 2.
Well, they've been punt safe all night. Oh, no.
Oh, Danny Britt called a timeout.
That hurts.
Did they get caught by the play clock?
I think so.
Wow.
Well, it happens a lot. You had a deep pass fall incomplete. And so trying to get Bubba Frazier from about the far 40 on the sideline all the way back over and then sending your guys out.
Well, that's a game changer because
That
now
hurts.
you can't stop it but twice. And that's the kind of stuff I think Danny Britt would say in the big games. A couple of times careless with the football. Made them get careless with the football
Sure.
a couple of times. But, again, they've been able to capitalize. Had a 5-yard touchdown run earlier in the ball game. Been a game of missed opportunities for both teams. Remember, right before the half, tackled at the 1-yard line. We thought they were going to get a chance for a field goal, did Creekside, but they fumbled the football and BC got the ball back.
Right. And again, it's been that momentum, but Creekside, I think, has found what works defensively now and stuck to it. And it's been backside pressure on Stephen Cannon. He just really hasn't had anywhere to step up and throw the football. And like you said, getting sticky with the corners.
Creekside with nobody back deep. They're going to let Stephen just put a foot in it. See how hard they come after it. They don't. Stephen bobbled it, got it off. It should take a nice turf roll, and it will. Inside the 40, still going, 35. And the Cadets will touch it up at the 31-yard line. All things considered, not terrible for Stephen Cannon.
No, huge punt
Now
right there.
defensively, you only got 2 timeouts. You've got to get off the field here. If Creekside kind of mesmerized, they were throwing the football last time with it.
Yeah, but when they were running the football, it was almost impossible to stop. Got to come up with a stand here if you're BC.
So here comes the Seminole offense. And if I'm Mo Dixon, I would imagine your quarterback and number 1 are going to touch it. Walker with 1,500 yards rushing. Benson's had a heck of a football game all night long. Here's the snap. They're just going to let Benson run it. Oh, he takes a stick from LaDamian Guyton.
Man.
And
That's
he stops
a tough
him
dude.
after a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and you wonder, Kevin, does BC start burning timeouts right now? Because 40 seconds matters just as much now as it does 6 minutes from now.
I think they're going to probably use it here on 2nd down. Maybe hope Creekside helps you out with an incomplete pass or something. But, again, I don't think they're going to. And if I'm the Seminoles, I may not even hand it off to Walker. I may just let Benson tote this 2 more times. Yeah, they're going to power run here to the near side. Cadets there, Cam Cody brings him down at the 35. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Still haven't used a timeout here.
Now, if you're Creekside, do you go for it on 4th down again here? Because you set BC up on short field, and they took advantage of it.
Probably depends on what happens right here. If you get nothing, you probably just let BC try to go the length on your defense, which they haven't been able to do a whole lot of. Late substitution here for the Seminoles. 15 on the play clock.
Yeah, they bring in Caden Mosley, linebacker, tight end.
Power formation to the right. 2 wide receivers way out ride to the right. Benson going to ride the belly to Walker straight ahead, and Cadets are going to hold him up and pull him down short. Danny Britt going to use that 2nd timeout. It'll be 4th and 2. And now the chess match. If you're Mo Dixon, can we get 2 yards? Boy, in the state championship, even if you don't punt it a whole lot, just 20 yards the other direction could mean so much.
Right. And the way your defense is playing right now, but also you're sitting there going, maybe 3.
Oh, it's 4th and
3 yards, but it's like, you're like, we're 3 yards for a state championship.
Let's see what they decide to do. This is obviously the play of the ball game if Creekside gets a 1st down.
Yes.
Because the Cadets can only stop it one more time, and even if they get a hold on the next set of downs, down 11 may only get a minute left with the football. And scoring 11 points in a minute would be
that's tough.
Be the greatest comeback in the history of GHSA football.
He scored 21 points in 6 minutes in that 2nd quarter. So you've shown he can score in bunches, and field position has been massive.
Ball is in Mo Dixon's court. And he's going to – looks like he's going to ride with his offense.
No, trying out the punting.
Oh, no, they're going to punt it.
Yeah.
Now do you fake it?
That's a good question. I think that's what BC just spent that whole timeout talking about.
Remember, BC almost blocked one in the first half, and the punter, not for a holding call, ran for the first down.
And you got to feel this.
They snapped it to the up back, and there it is. A first down across the 50, 45, 40. They snapped it to Walker, and that ought to do it. 5:25 to go. Cadets can only snap it one time or stop it one time. And you kind of thought that might happen, Christian.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things where you spend the whole time out over there talking, and the fake punt had to be top of the list right there, but you send two guys deep, so you were a man short in the box right there, and that was wide open right there.
And now the slow bleed here in the fourth quarter.
I was going to say, cost yourself at least 2 more minutes.
So here's Benson out of a pistol. They're going to give it to Walker straight ahead. He'll cut back, and Mekhi Williams with a tackle at the 35, a gain of about 2 or 3. Bring up second down.
Yeah, now you're not even pretending to defend the pass. You're going to leave one guy out on the receivers and just walk those safeties down into the box.
Seminoles in no hurry here, still 22 on the play clock. And again, I would imagine nobody but Benson and Walker are going to touch this football for as long as Creekside has it. Second down and 7. The snap, low dugout. They're going to throw the football. And up the middle comes the pressure, and
he ran out of bounds. Wow, what a mistake.
Gave BC a timeout, lost 3 yards, and BC gets a free timeout here with 4:03.
Yeah, the coaching staff not happy on the Creekside sideline right now. You got to find a way, even if you take a loss, just stay in bounds because those 40 seconds are devastating. So you throw the football. BC does a good job holding up in coverage on the back end, got some pressure, and end up losing about 7 yards.
Yeah, behind the sticks, it'll be 3rd and 12. Here's Benson. Takes the snap. He'll give it to Walker straight ahead. Tried to cut back. Cadets all over it. And I think Danny Britt's going to use that last time out.
Nope.
It's going to be 4th down.
And I think, again, you go for it. Even if you don't get it, BC has the ball inside your 40, and your defense has played lights out in the second half.
Surprised they're not using that timeout. I know you got to stop them on 4th down, but
well, this is 4th.
Yeah, this is 4th and 9 for Creekside. 13 on the play clock. Let an extra 40 seconds bleed off.
I think Creekside might just
let it go all the way down. Yeah, they're not.
Call a timeout and then run their 4th down play.
Yep, there's your timeout. 3:14. BC with 1 timeout. Unless we miss it, it says BC has 2. I don't think that's right. On the main scoreboard across the way, it says BC has 2. I don't believe that is correct.
I don't believe it is either.
If that was the case, you would have used one already. So 4th down and 9 to give yourself a chance with 3 minutes.
Just going to match what they got up there. They're saying they got 2.
So this is the play to stay alive. And again, we've seen strange stuff. If you're Creekside, do you dare try to throw this football? I guess
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Well,
again,
two things bad can happen if you're them.
Yeah, but pass interference could also happen, holding, and any kind of penalty is a first down, just with it being 9 yards. Obviously, no automatic in high school, but still. They're going to go empty.
They're going to empty the set, H back to the right. Let's see if they run Benson on a power. They'll motion a man across. Here's the snap. BC blitzing. They're going to throw it.
Oh, it missed a wide open hold.
And they threw it over the middle. It's going to be caught and tackle. Oh, I think the late hit pushed him across the.
I mean, they missed a blatant hold in the middle of the field.
Well, Damian Guyton came to finish off the play and I think pushed him across the marker. Cadets thought they had him stopped.
Yeah, first down. They're going to move the chains. And that should do it. Yeah, they took that extra timeout away from BC, so it is just 1 timeout left.
Did Danny Britt take it right there? Are they going to review this spot?
Oh, yeah, you can't hold on to that challenge.
I thought they had him stop short, and again, if you watch the review.
Are they putting the offense out there? They're saying BC stopped him.
Okay. I thought LaDamian Guyton
I did
coming
too,
to
and
finish off the play, pushed him
the
forward.
backside official did like the move the chains motion, but they're going to say BC's got it.
So the Cadets with the football still alive here with one timeout. They have it on their own 27. What else can we throw at us here?
And this is the formation you threw the deep pass to Aaron Mallard to.
They're going to give him some safety help over here. Steven's going to go under center.
But they've also run guys up the slot.
So here's the snap. Cannon on a straight drop, looking. He'll throw it up to Mallard up the near sideline. Oh, that's got to be interference. They were locked up.
Nothing. There it comes, backside official.
I mean, he was locked up in his chest. Pass interference.
If not pass interference, it's holding.
Pass interference, they're going to be on. What was that for Creekside? Tyree Colise. So that should move the chains for BC and stop the clock for him momentarily. I mean, that was blatant holding.
Yeah. It's a good job by the backside official because the near side one who was had like 5 feet in front of him did not call it.
So that puts the Cadets out at the 40, well, they put it down, the 42, 43-yard line.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Trips up top for the Cadets. Cannon on first down. Takes the snap. Looking. Blitz up the middle and going to take a sack back at the 40.
Just slow developing big play action.
And the clock continues to run. BC trying to hurry up, line up. Don't have a big sense of urgency here offensively.
Now you put yourself in a situation, it's got to be an onside kick when you get it back.
So here's the snap to Cannon. Looking. They'll throw it in the slot to Bubba and throws it behind him.
Yeah, just miscommunication right there on the route. I think Steven thought he was going to settle and Bubba carry the slant route in. And they got two guys just all over Bubba Frazier.
The 3rd and 13, they are not going to let number 4 beat them. Which they might want to pay attention to number 13.
Number 7.
So they'll go 4 wides, twins either side.
And now you got Bubba one-on-one. I think you formationed him a little bit, but he's got a 10-yard cushion on him.
Here's Cannon out of a shotgun. They'll throw back underneath. Got to be caught. That's Josh Washington, but he's going to be well short of a first down. I think that was just get me something. This is going to be 4th and 7, clock rolling.
Yeah, 4th in your season.
Got to have it right here.
You got one timeout. I mean, you're not going to stop the clock. Do you use this just to get a good play?
Put a man in motion, trips here to the near side. The snap to Cannon. He'll roll near side. Looking, throws underneath, caught. And first down at the 45, and out of bounds goes Aaron Mallard. BC Brothers moving. We'll move the chains one more time. Just inside 2 minutes. Clock stops. And Creekside obviously willing to let you do this.
Still great play call. Got Steven on the move and Aaron able to get out of bounds after picking up the first down.
1st and 10 from the Creekside 45. Here's the snap. Cannon looks, throws it underneath. Going to be caught. Josh Washington makes a man miss. 40, stays on his feet. Get out of bounds. Josh, he does. And that'll be a first down at the 32. Stops the clock at 1:49.
Yeah, drag route coming from the backside there. And nice job by Josh Washington making some dudes miss. And now you're in territory to strike.
Again, a couple scenarios. If you get closer, do you kick the field goal and try the onside kick? You need 2 scores. Here's the snap. Cannon looking. Throws over the middle. Has a man almost intercepted. Threw it behind Josh Washington. And again, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Yep.
A lot of philosophies here. Coaches will say, well, I need the touchdown anyway. If I don't get the touchdown, what difference does it make? Some would say, hey, if I kick the field goal.
Yeah, you save some time.
You save time.
Yep.
It's going to be obviously tough either way. But if you get the onside kick, you can still tie the ball game if you get in the end zone and give yourself a chance to do it that way.
I think you need about 15 more yards before you start considering the field goal.
2nd down and 10 here for BC. Trips up top. Bubba Frazier here on the short side. Stanley Smart to the left of Cannon on second down. Here's the snap. Cannon looking, throws it up, has a man coming back to the football. That's got to be interference, and it is. Aaron Mallard's drawn interference all night long, and that's going to give BC a first down.
Yeah, offensive line did a great job on that rep, holding up and giving Stephen Cannon time, and got Aaron Mallard with a pass interference in the end zone. I'm going to be honest, I don't know how this rule works.
Was back out at the 5, I think, where he was bumping, but basically an underthrown ball where, hey, Mallard's coming back for it. You're going to get the pass interference on the throw.
But I mean, I think Smart by the corner. If I'm one-on-one with Aaron Mallard, I'm probably grabbing onto him too.
What a football game by Aaron Mallard tonight. Over 100 yards receiving.
A couple of touchdowns.
Trips up top for the Cadets out of a diamond look up there. From the 16-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's the snap to Steven. Bring a corner blitz. Here's the throw, incomplete. They were trying to hit Washington on a slant.
And he just had instant pressure in his face. And if you look down, he had Bubba Frazier with nobody within 10 yards of him on the bottom side of the screen. So
that would have been tough because had Josh caught it, he was only going to get about 3 yards.
Yeah, he's going to get tackled in bounds. They're just dropping in a soft zone and keeping everything in front of them.
Can get a first down at the 6.
I think now, Kevin, you have 2 more incompletions. I think you consider the field goal.
Still a minute 34.
10 seconds on the play clock. Got to go, fellas.
On this turf, anything can happen. Snap to Steven. Looking. Steven flushed out of the pocket here to the near side. Looking. Pump fakes and will take it out of bounds.
Oh!
There's flags coming in. They late hit him out of bounds. The defensive tackle.
Yeah, just a 2-hand shove when Steven was already well past the white into the sideline. Went into one of the.
That's going to be on number 99. Tank Holt. He hit him like a tank and gave BC a first down.
I don't know it'll be a first down. I think it's going to be half the distance.
But you will get the down over.
Yep.
But Creekside just not smart on that situation. Steven was obviously bottled up.
We had one of those that looked like earlier against BC where it's just like, man, let it go.
I haven't marked it off yet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 3rd down. So half the distance will be 32.
Yeah, I guess it was a dead ball. So after the play.
So you can't get a first down. You need 2 yards. Ball's on the 8. You need the 6.
BC's going I formation here. You leak a tight end out here? Or you just pound the rock for the first down?
Conaway's here to the near side. Important you get 2 yards above anything else. They'll move Mallard and Bubba over here to the near side. The snap, they'll run the toss sweep. Washington going to throw it to the end zone, just never got a handle on it. They were looking for Bubba Frazier. And now, do you kick the field goal? An onside kick. It's right off the hash. I mean, you got to have a first down. I know you can say throw it in the end zone, but
I think they're just going to rock and roll, say, hey, we got to have the touchdown, and we're probably not going to get a better chance than inside the 8-yard line.
You need 2 yards. And then how does that affect the play calling here? Because the easy thing is say just throw it in the end zone.
I think you can get Stephen Cannon moving and give him either a chance to toss it or to run it if he needs to.
Stack formation here to the near side, short side. They'll put Mallard in motion. Here's the snap to Cannon. Steven looking. He's got pressure flushed. Way back at the 25, trying to buy time. Looking. Going to scramble. He's got it. Got the first down. Lowers the shoulder. Touchdown, Stephen Cannon, as he rolled over the goal line. What a run. Ran all the way back to the 25 and into the end zone.
I mean, that's just all Stephen Cannon right there. Bot time. And then once the defender, he had a little bit of an edge, stuck his foot in the ground. And we talk about it. He's a member of that 4x100 state championship team. That was huge. And you got to go for 2.
Trying to make this a 3-point ball game.
I think they're going to take a look at it.
I mean, he rolled over the man, lowered the shoulder right here, rolled over.
Elbow down.
Elbow down. He's going to be on the 1.
Oh, man.
So it should be 1st and goal on the 1. I think they're going to overturn this.
Yeah, and if nothing else, for Creekside.
Creekside's pulling the flag out. I mean, they already used their challenge. I think at this stage of the ball game,
yeah. And
GHSA is going to say.
Well, the GHSA said in the guidelines all scoring plays are going to be reviewed, but you're going to be about a football short.
Now the question is, you got one timeout. Do you dare run this football just because you're going to be on the 1 yard line?
Yeah, I think you definitely run the rock on the first play at least, and
you're going to have to burn that time.
Yeah, you're not going to stop them from running clock if they get the football back.
So the Cadets not giving up the fight here. They trail by 11, but they've got it 1st and goal from the 1. They haven't officially broken the huddle over there, Christian, but I mean, they've played it on the Jumbotron here at Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
He lowered the shoulder and rolled over the defender, and as he came down, that forearm hits at the 1 yard line.
And it's
really
been
maybe a half a yard, and then he stuck the ball over on the roll.
I know the word people use all the time is like, man, it's been a warrior effort. But I don't think so. I think Stephen Cannon, it's been just he's so locked in and dialed. He just hasn't been flustered, just unflappable tonight with almost constant pressure in his face. He just stepped up and made play after play after play. And him and Aaron Mallard are really the reasons why you're still in the football game right now. So huge night from Stephen Cannon. Biggest game of his career, and I think he's answered the bell.
Yeah, I'm still talking about it down there on the far end zone, but I mean, I think even BC knows this is on the 1 yard line.
I mean, at least it makes things easy in this situation. You understand what you're going to have to do. You're got to be over there. I'm sure Coach Parker's talking to the kickers, whether it's Parker Lewis or John Britton. You know the situation. You know what you got to execute. Now you just got to go do it. And they've got the ball marked back at the 3 for an extra point.
Well, because if it's a touchdown, that's what it's going to be. But
I mean, they did move it to the 1. Now they've moved it back. Still think they're going to call it short, but just
I think if they don't overturn it, you're there for the extra point going for 2.
Right.
But if he's short, they're going to move it forward to the half-yard line. Now here, coming off of this review, does the clock start on the ready for play? Because he would have been tackled in bounds.
Yeah, he's got to be ready to rock if you're BC. But they're going to have to reset the football and everything too, so.
Again, Cadets came out of the locker room and struggled here in the second half and have continued to fight a chance to get this potentially back to a field goal game if they can punch one in the end zone here.
Taking an awful long time to discuss this.
I mean, to me, it seems pretty clear. I mean, it was, even if you're going by the indisputable evidence, you had a pylon cam that shows his forearm down at the half-yard line.
Yeah.
And then he rolls over with the ball and sticks it over the goal, but maybe they're checking time and all that. Here we go. Let's see. I'm sure it's going to be short of the line to game. They might fix some time on the clock here. Let's see what. Yeah, 1st and goal at the half-yard line. So the Cadets, they're going to put it on the far hash.
So I think you got a run play here, immediate timeout if you don't get in.
Yeah, Stanley Smart.
And then it gets interesting.
Stanley Smart, tail of the eye. You got a fullback in there. And do they just do a quick hitter? I can't see who that is the fullback.
I think it's Rasheen.
Or do you just tell Steven fall forward from the half-yard line? Quick snap it. There's Steven. And he'll go ahead.
Touchdown.
And, I think he got turned back. There it is. Touchdown. And I think Creekside's going to say, no, he didn't get in either.
No, he's laying across.
And Cadets have a man down laying in the end zone. Is that Cannon? Oh, I don't know that he got in. A helmet came off.
I mean, all it takes is just the nose of the football breaking the very front of that line.
Looks like one of those offensive linemen for BC. How many challenge flags do you get to throw if you're Creekside?
Well, all scoring plays are reviewed, so they don't have to challenge. Yeah, I think he stuck it out. That's a touchdown. You can't overturn that.
Yeah, Creekside is going to say no, but in the pile, you kind of see the
Steven stuck the arm out a little bit.
Man down on the play for BC was Reef Leonard, so that could potentially be interesting here on a go for two. You're losing your center here for this play. And I didn't see who lost the helmet, but whoever that is going to have to sit out for a play.
I think it was Reef.
And now you're going to have to get a kick in here from Colin Ward. He's going to have to slide from tackle down to center on the most important play of the ball game.
What are we talking about, guys? Are they reviewing that again?
They haven't called down the official saying let's see. I guess we're waiting for upstairs. Why didn't he run down to go check the tape?
I wonder if they're doing the preemptive look to say, do you need to go look? But
we're just standing around waiting. Everybody getting restless.
And he's going to start trotting.
Yep.
Oh,
nope.
My goodness.
No, geez. So Creekside fans happy. Now if you're BC, they're going to start the clock on ready for play. You got to make sure you get this in the end zone. And you're missing your center.
Well, I wonder because the officials called a timeout, that lets you get the guy back in.
I don't think so. There's still, you see Colin Ward over there snapping to Stephen Cannon.
I mean,
in this case,
Kevin,
put Cam Cody
looking
in,
at
shove him in there.
Watch Stephen's right arm. I think he sticks it out just enough right there to break the plane. It's tucked into his elbow, but his elbow breaks the plane. I don't see how you overturn it.
It's very close.
Yeah.
And if you called it touchdown, I mean, maybe they see something we're not. They're looking at it a couple of booths down. I mean, it's very close.
I just don't see how you overturn it.
And if I'm BC, I think you're getting ready with Cam Cody and just say, hey, we're going to sneak it again. Shove Steven as hard as you've ever shoved somebody in your life and get him across the end zone. Because you cannot afford to either burn the timeout at this point or
I think
waste.
I just lip read ruling on the field stands touchdown.
Now that'll get the Creekside fans upset. And if you're Creekside for about the last 7 minutes, you thought this thing was over. Now you could potentially be within a field goal.
Right.
Strange things happen with that oblong football. And so the Cadets in the end zone, and they're going to have to go for two now. So if you don't get this, a touchdown would win it if you get the ball back. You'd win it by one. But you got to get an all-important onside kick. So Cadets are going to go for two to try to make it 39-42. Draw them within three. I formation. They got Bubba off the tight end here to the right with Conaway. You got Cam Cody in as a second tight end. They'll play action. Naked bootleg throw.
What a throw.
Caught to Bubba Frazier. 2-point conversion is good. 42-39, and now the all-important onside kick here.
This is it. What a great play design. Leaking Bubba out. Just a halfback sprint out after the play action, and Stephen Cannon with a dart. Hey, those two guys are special. They've had special careers, and that one, it looks easy, but it takes a lot of precision and a lot of talent to make it look that easy.
So Cadets pull back within three. And it looks like they're going to call on Parker Lewis to onside kick this.
The captain of your soccer team.
Now, do you go traditional onside kick or you pop one up in the air and try to run under it?
That's a great question.
Again, we haven't seen BC attempt a kind of traditional onside kick. It's all been like hit it to some space and go get it. Creekside's got everybody close. If you're looking for a gap, It's way back over here on the near side, but you'd have to run an awful long ways to go get it.
I think you're just going to put it in the pile and hope that ball bounces in a weird direction.
Creekside shading everybody to that right. Parker Lewis. Oh, he's lined up straight on the football. So here we go, waiting for the ready to play. Here we go. Parker Lewis to the football. He kicks it to the left. The ball is jiggling, and Creekside get it. Is it loose? I think Creekside came out of there with it.
Hands team made a play. I think Creekside's going to win the state championship.
Cadets can only stop it one time, so barring an unmitigated disaster by Creekside of a fumble on the snap or something, Cadets are going to come up 3 points short. I'm sure Danny Britt will take the timeout. Can't take it with you. They won't give you an extra one in 2026. Heck of an effort by Cadets. Started off 0-2, Christian, and found their way to a state championship. Fought like crazy here in this one. Actually, 21 unanswered in the second. Got behind in the third and have battled back to get within 3, but a little too late. And their victory formation here for Creekside.
I mean, what a season for Creekside. They go wire to wire as the top team in 4A. Undefeated season. Beat DeSoto out of Texas, who's playing for a Texas state championship, I believe, next week.
Yeah, Danny Britt calls the timeout with 1:02. So Creekside's going to have to run 2 more plays, I think.
But they, again, just a season that I think we talked about forever in high school football. Set the state scoring record, go undefeated, and win the state title over against a loaded Benedictine team. And it was power football all the way. Just line of scrimmage tonight, I think won handily.
I think if you're looking back at the tape, a lot of missed tackles, which is uncharacteristic of BC. And once they got past the first level, they have 3 touchdowns, over 40 yards tonight.
Yeah. And it's just stuff you go back and look at and try to get better at. I think you'll see some stuff both offensively and defensively where you're trying to do stuff late in the play clock instead of just getting lined up and playing ball. But still, it's just you have to throw the book at these guys because they're so dang good.
Victory formation one more time here for Creekside. Here's the snap. Got to go make him kneel on it. And there it is. Let's see if the officials start the play clock or if they do what you do a lot of times and just let it roll under 40 seconds. Nope, They started it. They're going to snap it one more time. Sometimes you'll see a game like that where everybody stands around and then it's 40 seconds, then they'll do it. Yeah, Creekside knows right now they've got the state championship. Again, barring a fumble of the snap here. And he'll take it and kneel on it. And that'll do it. Final 27 seconds will run off. Creekside going to win the state championship. Heck of an effort by this Benedictine football team, Christian, but just got behind coming out of the locker room, and it came back to bite them.
Just big plays, turnovers, giving up negative yardage. I think you're not going to win a lot of football games doing that, but for Benedictine, you saw the resiliency and the fight to get back in this football game. You look around the state, not a lot of people gave BC even a chance in this one, and you wind up just 3 points short and an onside kick away from trying to tie this football game up. So the Cadets came out, fought. I think it's a testament to how unbelievable this coaching staff is and the unbelievable talent they have and the job that they've done all season long. You come up a little bit short, but, man, you got about as close as you could.
A couple of wild football games here at Mercedes-Benz. The single A game comes down to the 3-yard line. The quad A game comes down to the last minute. What more could you ask for out of a state championship other than obviously if you're the Cadets, Christian, to have the scoreboard read something a little different, but hell of an effort by this Cadets football team and made it to the state championship. Played some really good football teams on the way here. Had to lead at half and just could not get enough going in the third quarter, and it got away from them.
I think maybe the biggest thing, Kevin, that you can point to with BC is you made mistakes, you missed some gaps, you missed some tackles, but I still think you put the best version of yourself forward. And good teams are going to make you make mistakes. It's the nature of football, but you represented the school well, you represented the fan base well, and you fought, like you said, you fought like hell until the very end.
The Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show is on the way. We're coming right back here to Mercedes-Benz. This is Cadet Football on Watch BC Sports.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at JVD Attorney.
Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah.
Want to make some extra cash just by sitting on your couch? At Cash and Carry in Savannah, Georgia, we buy any car, no matter the condition, and take it right off the road. Just visit the link, enter your car details, and get an instant offer. Cash and Carry, turning cars into cash without leaving your couch.
Welcome back here to the Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show. Cadets singing the alma mater across the way to the student section after each and every game. The Creekside Seminoles gathered around the stage there in the middle of the field. They're going to give Danny Britt the runner-up trophy. They got Bubba Frazier up there on the stage with Danny Britt and Stephen Cannon to accept the state runner-up trophy. And Stephen Cannon, heck of a football game by him tonight. Did have a tough start, but kind of rallied and got it back together, Christian. And again, a tough end to his career, but got this team to the state championship.
Yeah, and congratulations to Creekside. Just an unbelievable season, and I think very well-deserved state championship ring coming for those guys. But you look, Kevin, up on that stage right now, there's a lot of Benedictine history standing up there with those three guys, Stephen Cannon, Bubba Frazier, and Cam Cody up there accepting that reward and very graciously. And just a lot of memories from those guys people are going to be talking about for a long, long time. So there's some history walking off the field tonight for the Cadets, and we really look forward to watching those dudes play on the next level. And the good thing is, Kevin, it won't be hard to find them. Because one's going to be playing at Texas Tech, one's going to be playing at Notre Dame, and one's going to be playing at Clemson.
Two at Texas
That's
Tech.
right. Let's talk about the guys on the stage.
Yeah. But again, the tally tonight, Stephen Cannon finishes 11 of 24, 213, 3 touchdowns, 6 big sacks. That was obviously tough. And then, Christian, where it really comes into play, 325 yards on the ground by Creekside to 58 on 33 carries for BC. And that's when you're that lopsided. We saw it a couple of weeks ago against Central of Carrollton. When you're that lopsided, it is tough to beat anybody, much less win a state championship game when they're just controlling the line of scrimmage like that.
100%. And it felt like you made one too many mistakes tonight, or you're right back in that football game. But we talked about it. Good football teams force you to make those mistakes, and they were just so physical and dominated you so much up front early in the football game. It just took you so long to get back into it. And then we mentioned at the beginning of the second half, I think Creekside couldn't have halftime come fast enough because they needed to get in and make some adjustments, and they did. They came out, and they absolutely dominated that third quarter. But credit to Danny Britt, credit to that BC football team for coming out and fighting to the bitter end and making this a football game in the fourth quarter.
Again, the final tally for Creekside, Caden Benson, 144 yards rushing on 13 carries. Gary Walker, 149 on 17 carries. So two guys with 270 yards combined between the two of them. Really got it done, and when the game was on the line, that's who they gave the football to. And again, a lot of missed tackles by BC. I think if you go back and look at it, how many big touchdown runs happened, missed tackles or two at the line of scrimmage, and give Creekside credit, turn that into points.
Great. I thought a great job coaching by them when BC would make some adjustments, or they'd give a hard count and see what BC was in. It felt like they always had the right play to dial up and some long touchdown runs doing that. So just stuff that really good coaching staffs do, and you don't go undefeated in 4A and win a state championship unless you got an unbelievable coaching staff, and Maurice Dixon and his staff, I think, did a great job.
And you got Danny Britt. I don't know that we're going to be able to talk to him. Obviously, he is way down there on the field and spending time as he does after the last game with those seniors. And the last time you get Bubba Frazier, Stephen Cannon, some of those guys here tonight and still getting hugs. And Christian, this is the time of year. Obviously, the state championship, I think when you look back on it, you say, hey, we made it to the state championship. It stinks now, but there's a lot of sad faces we saw across the sideline in the first round, second round, third round from Marist just last week. And but a lot of those BC guys walking off the field for the last time, and it's certainly tough when you know it's over. Again, we talk all about the D1 guys, and Danny Britt said, hey, there's going to be some more guys signing, but for a lot of guys who were seniors, that's it. You wanted to finish with that ring, and you came awfully, awfully close. It just wasn't to be.
Right, and again, you obviously want to win. Every team in 4A wants to end where Creekside did, but it takes a lot of talent. It takes a lot of effort to get there and do that. And Creekside, we said, they made the plays when you had to make the plays, and it felt like the field was kind of slanted one way all night, and that's just what really good physical football teams do. But give BC credit. I mean, they scored against the grain so many times this football game. Think about that big play action you hit out of the flex bone to Aaron Mallard to really kind of open things up for the Cadets. So you did what you needed to do. But tonight, I think if you ask Danny Britt, he'd say the same thing. The team that played better won the football game tonight.
We'll come back. We'll put a wrap on this one from Mercedes-Benz. Cadets come up just a little bit short here in the state championship. This is the Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show here on Watch BC Sports.
Dead or alive, we want your car. No matter the condition, running smooth or barely rolling, Cash and Carry in Savannah will buy it right off the road. Visit us now, get your instant offer, and turn that ride into cash today. We buy cars, any condition.
Sapelo Straw Company. With Sapelo Pine Straw, you can expect fresh, clean pine straw, fast and reliable service, and a beautifully finished yard. We take pride in neat professional work. Call 912-254-1009 or look for us online at sapelostraw.ca. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
We are back here high atop Mercedes-Benz, the Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show. Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel, one final time here in 2025. Cadets finished with just 3 losses on the season. You lost to Buford, who's playing for a state championship, and I guess a national championship tomorrow, depending on who you ask for. You lost to Colquitt County, who was a hell of a football team in 6A, and then you lose to Creekside, who was undefeated here in the state championship game. And so you lost to 2 powers here in 2025. You got a lot of guys coming back. I think we talked about it all season long. Offensive line, you're really just losing Carlton Hall. He's going to Liberty. Defensively, you lose Camp Cody, and that's tough, but you got a lot of guys coming back on that interior.
Right.
A lot of guys got Jonathan Black, looks like the next kind of lockdown corner there for BC. So a lot to build upon in the offseason. It stings right now, but brighter days still coming for the Benedictine Cadets.
Yeah, and you don't rebuild, reload if you're the Cadets, and they've been so strong over the past few years of just, it seems like, how do you replace that guy? And they just have the next one in the pipeline. And you mentioned some of those guys right there, but I think importantly, you just remember how dang good this senior class was and won a ton of football games. I believe, don't quote me on it, but I think 47 football games in their career. And we talk about how hard it is to win football games when you're playing the kind of schedule that these guys end up playing. And you lose to the Heisman Trophy winner a couple times.
You're right.
Do you and Fernando Mendoza when he was down at Christopher Columbus, and you start seasons at Colquitt, you go up to Buford and seasons, and with all of that, you're still able to win almost 50 games over 4 years. So a historic run for those guys. They still have a ring that they earned as freshmen, but now for those juniors and sophomores right now that are about to become upperclassmen and seniors, that's a 4-year drought now. It's time to go get another one.
There you go. I want to thank Christian Gokel. Been a pleasure, sir, having you alongside all season long. Yeah, again, long way to get up here for Danny Britt. We will not get a chance to talk to him, at least up here tonight. And there will be another Danny Britt show coming up at Bowtie Barbecue to recap another fantastic season of cadet football.
Kevin, I wouldn't rather do it next to anyone besides the voice for the
what
Cadets.
I got left.
Yeah, always a pleasure, and we appreciate everybody listening along along the way. Not the way it wanted to end, but dang it, you got to play as many games as you could. And you play right down to the wire, so couldn't ask for anything more.
Certainly. Again, want to thank Cash and Carry, bringing your presenting sponsor all season long. That's going to do it for Christian and I here on the Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show. Keep watching Watch BC Sports on social media. We'll have some postgame reaction from down near the locker room, and we'll certainly have another Danny Britt show to come later this week from Bowtie Barbecue. So look forward to that as well. Thank you all for tuning in all season long. It's been a pleasure, and we'll talk to you again soon here on Watch BC Sports.